Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live Farce, Die Free. I think that our players are hoping that 3 of those will occur and not so much the 4th. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Shaun, and I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. We are thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. For those of you who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character with sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, the deepest secrets, and what dice to roll. They will mostly be rolling a 20-sided die. Get the editors to bomb just there.
Other side.
Bomb just there. The 20-sided dice tells us generally kind of what happens, with 20 being amazing, heroic, epic things, and 1 being disastrous things that we prefer to just gloss over and don't talk about them again, but we will add infinite. And while they play their characters, everything else in said fantasy universe is played by me. People, monsters, weather patterns, probably a few ancient gods, who knows. Between me describing the world and the story and the players describing what they want to do within it, and some dice rolls just to keep things unpredictable for all of us, we will tell our story. Now, talking about the players, I suppose you might want to meet them. So I'm going to just randomly pick you out. I say randomly, it's going to be alphabetical by character name. So I'm afraid, Nat, if you could... I can't do random. I tried, I can't. Nat, your character's name, your pronouns, their pronouns, and let's leave it there for the moment.
Okay, sure. Hi, I'm Nat. I use she, her pronouns, as does my character Calliope, or Callie. She's often known.
Ecto, right. Not giving myself enough time to alphabetically work you all out now. Lola, please, could you describe yourself and your character?
Yes, so I am Lola. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm playing Karma's Bahamut, and his pronouns are he, him.
Right. Alphabetically, we are going to go to Josh. If you could say him again.
Hello, my name's Josh, and I will be playing Garnot. We both use he, him pronouns.
Short and sweet. Moving on. Chris, please could you inform us a little bit about your character?
Hello, I'm Chris. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm playing who also uses they, them pronouns.
Yeah, the description that I've got kind of alphabetically puts you where I put you, so...
It's a noise. It's a fair approximation. I'll take that.
No. And finally, Steve, could you please tell us about your character?
I'm Steve. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Testimonial Rattle Ward, who uses he, him pronouns as well.
Mont. Right. So, before we kick off, this stream will run for 3 hours or thereabouts, and there will be a roughly 5-10 minute break somewhere near the middle. I can't tell you exactly where it is because we are improvising. We're making it up. There is no script. Well, there's kind of a script, but it's also made up.
This is scripted.
It's not scripted.
This bit is.
This bit is scripted. Okay, right here, this bit. Okay. Now I'm just waffling.
The waffle is also in the script.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
As are all of these lines and the lines explaining them.
I'm just going to scroll to the bottom of it, actually. Okay, so without much further ado, and I have much ado to further... Anyway, here is a word from our sponsors and our supporters.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. Hero Forge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. Playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider. If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with a wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and the players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please do just let us know if you think one has been missed. Check out !safety in chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit. And now, let us begin. So, the scene that we are opening into is appropriately in a theatre, a very well-known theatre, at least around these parts, the Saveloy Theatre. Originally quite a small venue, situated in what was once a pub, but has, fair to say, probably exploded in popularity fairly recently. The play that is currently being put on is, or that is actually opening, this is the kind of preview night, is an adaptation of one of the many tales of Theros, a particular one based on an epic poem by a well-known poet whose name I shall not go into right now, telling the tale of 5 adventurers who died, went through the underworld, managed to get out of the underworld and returned to exactly the same point, making their tale maybe slightly less plausible perhaps, but still one of the greatest poems to have been written.
It was plausible at the time?
I mean, yeah, but you know, you hand things down, you know, the oration changes.
Sean, the only question I have is, was it George or was it Steve?
Oh no, that would be telling.
Steve
was playing a monk.
Charlie was a monk.
Yeah, but Steve wanted to play a bard and then played a monk in the end. Wanted to be a bard, come on.
Charlie would have told it through interpretive dance.
There are differing versions, one which is very positive about the god of the underworld and one which is slightly less. And, you know, you can determine based on, you know, your knowledge which one you think that is. So, as it is the previews, dignitaries from across Waterdeep have been invited to tonight. Dignitaries, well-known people, some kind of popular adventurers as well. And the 5 of you. Now, you may have an idea of why you were invited. You might fall into one of the dignitaries categories. You might fall into one of the adventurers categories. You may have gotten this invite and, you know, thought you won some sort of postcode lottery. Who knows? For whatever reason it is, you find yourselves now sat in the audience as the curtains open to this inaugural performance of Legends of the Underworld. Now, around about this time of year, the Saveloy is well known for putting on its pantomime, and this is actually a pantomime interpretation of the tale, and as such, is not quite as let's say, truthful, shall we say,
stirring,
dignified. There are a number of words that you could apply to it, which would not be true.
Utter filth.
For example, you know, certain characters of a four-legged persuasion are played by a person in a pantomime cow suit that has been adapted. A number of the characters who are minotaurs, satyrs, and so on are played by people who do not have hooves, but are kind of doing their best, waltzing around in effectively high heels, trying to kind of do their best and show this. The actors.
I'm sat on sat on Calliope's shoulder.
Mhm.
I am a ball of viscous fluid, and I'm just going to lean over and try quietly. But talking is not easy for me. I have to basically absorb pockets of air and then sort of expel them. So, which is, I know that's what breathing is, but it's comparatively difficult without lungs and a mouth. So, what you will get, an attempt to whisper in your ear, Callie, is.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, actual minotaurs and centaurs and satyrs actually exist, so I don't know what this bollocks is. Like, that's nothing like a hoof.
So, seeing as we are eavesdropping on this conversation, could you two describe what your characters look like as you are sat critiquing the performance in front of you?
Probably slightly louder than she thinks she's being as well. Calliope or Callie is a minotaur. She's about, I can't remember the average height range for a minotaur, or what the minimum, like the maximum height range for a medium-sized creature is, but she's pretty up there, like 7-8 foot.
Yeah.
She's got the coloring, the sort of like tawny auburn coloring of a Highland cow, with hair flopped over that's got some blue dye in it and piercings. She's wearing quite a smart shirt that's quite big and loose fitting, but underneath is very much like arms. Yeah, it's not necessarily fancy clothes by Waterdavian standards, but they're smart enough for her. And she's probably not necessarily here of her own volition. I don't know what the conditions are that we received these invites, Shaun. In my head, if it works for you, she received one but didn't really read it, but is there on a date with someone else who received an invite and was like, "You've got to come see this show with me." And she's like, "Well, fine, all right. My squish is coming with me as well, though."
Perfect. And Chris, could you describe said squish?
Is a ball of greyish blue sort of matter. They don't really have any humanoid features. They tend to sit on Calliope's shoulder, or they tend to roll down Calliope's shoulder onto Calliope's arms. I'll see if this catches on camera. I'm not sure if it will, but if you've seen one of these before, it should look a bit like there's liquid rolling up and down the arms. There's a little bit of that sort of motion that happens with as they move around. They tend to sort of move all up and around Calliope's arms and shoulders to be sort of accessible. We've been friends for a really long time, as long as I can remember, which is not very long at all. So, yeah.
It's probably usually easier because she's usually wearing sleeveless tops.
Yeah.
But the shirt is proving awkward, I imagine.
I don't leave any residue, which is a sentence I love to say. So
that's nice for everyone to know.
So yeah, I just sort of float around. I'm a bit like the Flubber from the movie Flubber, but I'm just sort of sat on the shoulder, rolling around a little bit, and occasionally I'll sort of absorb pockets of air to try and communicate verbally, but not amazing at it. My invite was lost in the post because how do you post something to a blob?
I also, have no fixed address.
I don't your shoulder.
Well, no, but Callie doesn't either, right? Travels. Yeah. I don't know if the extra context is useful or whether I'm just waffling too long now, but Callie travels around going to all the fighting pits and sort of goes where the wind takes her and Walt. So, yeah.
Fantastic. So, it's just kind of like the opening of this show. So, you've got a lot of it to sit through at this point, and you're, already justifiably picking some holes in it.
Who's Callie's date?
What does your date look like?
I don't know. I was wondering if you wanted to pick Shaun or not.
Look, which of the other PCs is it? That's all I want to know.
I mean,
they're also guys, so I have a feeling that Callie doesn't necessarily swing that way.
Oh,
okay.
So, yeah. So there is a female Minotaur. She's someone that you've come across a couple of times just on your travels. So she tends to she works in a bakery around the corner, and so just you've visited to buy bread or baked goods occasionally, and on passing through Waterdeep a couple of times, gotten to know her a little bit, and she kind of asked you last time you were there, just on a bit of a just putting her heart on her sleeve, just hoped that you would say yes, and apparently you did.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd much rather be going down the yawning portal, but that's much more of an interesting date to me. But if you want to go for it, fine. Let's give it a chance.
Oh.
Sounds shit, but we'll see. All right, fine, we'll go.
Just give it a chance.
I think we got that one.
Yeah.
I'm sending it to them.
I love that what I got, because you typed it so quickly, was give it a canker.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, that's what we got. So as the actors attempt to depict a fight with a chimera not going particularly well, Josh, could you tell us what your character looks like at this point, and what is Garnot's reaction to the show so far?
So Garnot came here. Garnot has a fascination with anything to do with Theros. So he was very excited when he was bought a ticket. So he came straight to Waterdeep to attend, bought himself a nice fancy white suit. He's left his armor and his weapons and everything in the tavern. He's done himself up as nicely as he can. He's come in, he's sat down in his particular ticket seat, is giving him an aisle seat. So every time somebody wants to walk past, he has to stand up because he's the first one there. And he's a hobgoblin, so he's got red skin, he's got black hair with sort of pulled up into a sort of warrior sort of bun, and he's got his sides of his head are shaved. He's got one of those sort of chin strap beards going along there. And every now and then he's got a little pot of popcorn in his hand, and every now and then you'll see him pick the pot of popcorn up, and he just sneaks into his jacket, and you just see it just disappears. And where the little toupee like thing in the suit, whatever it's called, is, he moves it along, and there's two. That's not a toupee. I know it's not a toupee.
That's on your head, mate.
As you can probably tell, I'm not smart at all.
No. You're not posh.
No, this is Garnot, but I'm not posh. That's it. He moves the little handkerchief thing to one side. There's two little eye holes, and two little eyes just appear there watching the show. But every now and then if somebody comes up, he goes, "All right, sorry, yep. Sit back down. Oh, you want to get through? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, go on, yeah." And then as the production's going on, he's like, "Oh, yeah, it's behind you." Oh, he's really into it.
I will point out now, anything sold in the Saveloy is sausage flavoured, sausage themed. So this popcorn will have little chopped up bits of Frankfurter in it. So every so often you pick up some popcorn and get a handful of just something like squidgy meat in there as well.
My little friend, who is a grey rat called Roger, who is hidden in my suit, he loves that.
I don't.
I mean, I could have understood some nicely grilled chorizo, and that would have been fantastic with popcorn, but I guess it is the Saveloy.
Do you know, Lola, where my mind went was using some of the sausage water as a base for the popping of the corn, because you get some of the flavour of it come through. Be nice.
I don't know.
That's not what this is. Some of the popcorn is slightly soggy because they've literally had to kind of just Frankfurter straight from the water.
Soggy popcorn.
You heard it here first.
What?
It's even worse. I'm German. That's racist. It's not. I am joking.
So
You're the worst.
You're the worst. As Garnet's appreciating the opening moments of this show, and as previously said, so that the heroes against all odds at this point have managed to defeat the Chimera, only for it to get back up again. And there's kind of a couple of people in the back kind of trying to look inconspicuous and dressed all in black. However, the background, being Panto, is bright and colourful, so they're just sticking out. But they're kind of pulling things to make streamers look like they're coming out of the Chimera as it becomes more epic. Testimonial, where are you sat? What are you doing right now?
At directly in front of Callie and Garnet, I am got my notebook out and I'm scribbling away. You'd think there'd be a furious amount of noise, but it's a light hand just taking notes, because one of the Chimera's wings is raised but slightly out of joint, and these are previews, so you have to take all the notes, otherwise people won't know and won't fix it for the final the opening performance. The testimonial is and he's looking over the shoulder because there's a blob. There's somebody has bordering this. There's this weird airy noise and it's interrupting his mood, but he perseveres.
Oh, if I catch your eye, which is weird because I have no eyes, then I'll probably give you a.
So I'm up front, taking all the. I'm a gnome. I'm a little harried. Testimonial runs a quillery selling scribing pens to the wizards at the Blackstaff Tower, but really the real magic happens on stage. And he wants to do everything he can to make sure that occurs, despite what the audience thinks.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of the audience, some, like I say, dignitaries. So some of them have been personally invited by Willie the Sausage King himself, who is also a large minotaur and the patron of this theatre. So a lot of them have been kind of invited to a number of plays, and also not particularly well versed in the Legends of Theros. So they're cheering along. They love it. They're not concerned by any of the gaping plot holes thus far. Speaking of, the last of the heroes has been struck down by the Chimera, and there's a bit of a lighting change. Wizards kind of flick their fingers and different lightings appear. And suddenly in the middle of the stage is a performer representing Erebos, the god of death, who has started a bit of a monologue about how puny the heroes are and how they'll never manage to get to his palace in his realm, in the underworld. And Erebos at this point is being played by Amorphia, who is one of the popular regular actors. And she's quite well known for being a bit of a diva on the stage. She's taken it upon herself to exaggerate some of the text. This was actually only a couple of lines, but she's turned this into a full-on soliloquy.
Is there a distinct whiff of ham, is there?
Yeah, but that's coming from the popcorn. Lola, as you're watching this particular segment, how are you feeling?
Thomas is kind of sitting there going, oh, no, kind of covering covering his eyes a little bit, but peeking out of it in this kind of somewhat suspended horror. It's like, oh dear, it's not very good. He is a slightly older Triton, and is dressed pretty nicely in one would say his nice robes, as it were. Like he's here because the temple got an invite, and he was sent so that he could evaluate the show and decide whether they might do a trip for the younger members of the temple and see if it was a good. Yes, it's not. Oh, yes.
I mean, Amalfia is currently parading around the stage in a bright purple kimono, which she keeps just kind of swooshing this way and that way. As she does this, there is a sudden flash of light. Everything becomes super bright and then super dark as the lighting in the theatre is expelled almost supernaturally. There's an ambient light slowly starts to come back as your eyes adjust. And through wisps of grey smoke, you can see that stood next to Amalfia, who is looking quite incredulous at this point, is a large figure dressed in clothes that appear to be almost made of the night itself.
Hey, they've really stepped the special effects up. That's much better than the other ones.
Everyone is welcome to roll me a religion check if they would like.
It's behind you!
He's not, he's appeared right centre stage.
It's right there.
Doing it wrong. Should have given them a behind you moment.
Oh, well, that was pretty poor. It was a 6.
I rolled a 9.
Okay. I think
I rolled a 17, so I've got a 15. Look, I'm not a smart blob. I can't.
I'm at least blob smart.
Well, amongst other blobs, I'm incredibly smart. But
given the circumstances, I think that Lola, you could probably roll with advantage on this one. Just
I
this
can't
one.
promise it'll be any better. We'll try.
I'm giving you a chance to.
Oh, it's okay. It's a 15.
Okay, I do.
It was nearly a 2.
I will allow this. So, those of you who got above a, I would say above probably a 14, 15. Maybe those of you who had studied Theros a bit more, although I realise Garnot is counted in that number, but still rolled not particularly well. You would recognise this as the god of death himself, Erebos. You can see this cloak of night, almost the depths of it feature distinct kind of twinkles of starlight, and it looks like no material that you've ever seen.
Just going to lean down to Kelly.
Yeah, no, I thought so as well. Like, you'd think that they'd get that level of craftsmanship going for everyone else. They'd let everyone else down. What do you think? to my date.
This day's going super well, isn't it? What do you think?
As you turn to your date, you notice that she's sat stock still.
Hey.
Yeah, she has a stony expression on her face. In fact, she has a stony everything on her everything. You can see that she has become completely grey, almost like marble. And as you kind of scan down the row, everybody in the audience appears to have been turned into a statue. In fact, the only people still apparently moving are the 5 of you, Erebos, and the actors. Erebos, with a flick of his wrist, you see a whip in his hand, which has no end, seems to be just infinitely long. Flicks this whip, and in an instant, all of the actors on stage disappear.
Was that? I mean, I don't go to the theatre a lot. Can they do that with lighting, magic? No.
I'm going to reach across and ping whatever Callie's date's called.
Okay.
Genevieve?
Genevieve! Genevieve!
I'm just gonna, like a little a pseudopod will sort of go out and just reach across and ping, like just ping her in the cheek. See what happens.
Nothing. She's rock solid.
Hey, wake up! Come on, this isn't funny anymore.
Oh, that's a really good trick. That is. Wow, I've not even noticed the people that turned to stone in front of me. That is really good. Well done. Well done.
Okay, he's still
in the
talking.
middle of it all. There must be- but this is definitely not what was in the dressing room.
Thomas is somewhat struck dumb, but is kind of like, ooh, ooh, ooh. There's a certain amount of awe and horror at the same time, because it's like, oh my god, but oh my god.
Hey, you on the stage? Is this part of the show?
Yeah.
The audience portion. I have ideas.
Who are you talking to?
Well, Erebus is the only one left on the stage, right?
No, Erebos has, as the actors disappeared, also turned with a swoosh. To be fair, on Amorphia, the swoosh was fairly spot on, but turns and walks, but keeps kind of walking beyond the depth of the stage. And as your eyes adjust, you notice that the backdrop has become a tunnel, almost as if one of those sorry, I cannot word because it is too awe-inspiring. One of those kind of optical illusions where from a certain angle it looks like the backdrop is solid, is as it was, but when you kind of turn your head, you can see that it's all just been painted down this tunnel that has appeared in the middle of the stage.
Lean into Callie and go,
Really?
No.
An adventure?
No.
Here now, but we're seeing a show. We'll lean over Testimonial's shoulder. Excuse me, you look like you know things.
I've never been here before. I've seen it. You would have seen me before. Yes, hi. I only pay attention to the actors. Yes.
Oh,
we must be going to a different stage. This is a trick.
Have you watched shows here before? Is this part of the show?
I don't. It wasn't. It's not in the script that I stole, so I don't know where it is. I don't know what's going on.
The script that you what? Sorry.
I like to visit to dress rehearsals and take notes, and sometimes I see scraps of paper. No idea.
Like immersive theater?
Like immersive theater? What's that?
Immersive theater. Very improvisational. Don't care for it.
Is that what this is?
Not exactly.
What?
You turn your heads and you didn't. None of you saw this person enter, but you can see just kind of kicking their satyr legs on the edge of the stage is a satyr, a person dressed very sparsely. They've kind of got robes draped about themselves in a kind of I'm naked but I'm wearing clothes kind of way.
We've all been there.
Yeah. They are cupping a glass of wine and just kind of swilling it. So, you're probably a little bit confused about what's going on right now.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
A little bit. I thought this was like one of those illusion cartoon things, you know, when this tunnel appears and then the coyote goes to run into it and it hits into the wall sort of thing. I thought it was one of them sort of situations.
I mean, it's you're more than welcome to give it a try, but I recommend that you go for this area and not this area, depending on which of the two outcomes you're hoping for. I should probably introduce myself. I am Xenagos. Sometimes mispronounced as Xenaghost, but, you'll think that you've seen a ghost later on in the day. Sorry, that one normally kills. Okay.
Damn, you took my joke.
So, the five of you, it turns out you're quite special, which is exactly why I made sure that you got your invites. Some of you by hook or by crook, because you didn't really go for that first one, did you, Kelly? But
First what?
well, you didn't even open it, did you?
Did it? What did you send? You sent me post? I don't have a place to send post. I don't know where you sent it.
I mean, could you look in your backpack right now?
Sure. Huh. How long's that been there?
Doesn't matter. Important thing is, through the expedient of inviting a baker to a distinguished premiere of a theatrical show, which I'm surprised none of you picked up on, but hey ho.
Hey, don't be insulting Genevieve. She's got lots of really nice qualities.
Oh, she has. But she's not exactly what one would call a distinguished personality, a Waterdeep. She sells bread.
I don't know, have you seen her buns?
God damn it.
I'm just going to leave that one right there.
Sorry, we're not doing the panto version this time. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're just going to roll with it. Anywho.
Bread.
So, the five of you, and this might be surprising to some of you, considering that the original heroes were 2 satyrs, a minotaur, a centaur, and a triton. But the five of you all share legendary blood. I mean, not together, you've got your own blood, but somewhere...
I'm not sure Mlu has blood.
I mean, there's ancestry goes back somewhere that one of your ancestors at some point became a blob.
Astral souls.
I'm right with you.
Astral souls.
I'm glad that you knew that one because I did not. So, this seems to have afforded you a certain measure of invulnerability from Erebos's spell, which was exactly what we needed in order to save the theater.
Do we want to save it? I mean, it wasn't very good.
I mean, most of their stuff is better than this.
I mean,
some of their main backstage crew are currently not here. Would have gone through a much stronger vetting procedure otherwise. Sorry, this voice is a lot more taxing than I expected.
Sorry.
So,
in which case, while you're talking, I will say,
yes, politics.
I mean, looking around, all these dignitaries, at least half of them haven't subscribed to the theater program yet, so we have to save them so that the show can go on. So that's why I'm all for it. Tell Xenagos?
Xenagos.
I have some notes. That's a...
Why don't we walk and talk? Let's
walk and talk. Not the tunnel? The tunnel, not the tunnel?
If you would follow me, please, we are going to enter into the underworld. So, if you would just follow me, I'm not going to send you in completely.
Whoa. Like, you wanting us to go? Okay? You're going to have to go through it again. What happened to all these people? Why do they need to be stoned to save the theater? Are they going to be all right? Like, there's a lot of children in the front row. The front couple of rows. In fact, there's a lot of children with no adults here. What is that about?
Oh, no.
Are they going to be all right?
They're absolutely fine. Trust me. To be quite honest, most of them are halflings anyway. So actually, some of these are the parents.
Oh, right. Well, they're all very small.
Okay, I'll be honest. This is part of Erebos's stuff. And this is what we're trying to undo right now. I realize one of you might be feeling some conflict right here.
Yes. So, if it's the will of Erebos, is it perhaps something that we leave alone? You know, I wouldn't want us to anger Erebos any more than this Farce has. So,
trust me, Carmes, this is something which is exactly why you were selected for this particular task.
Oh,
Your fate has been destined, and I don't do the destiny stuff, but you're definitely needed.
I don't even know anything about my, like, where I come from or anything, so I'm out. I'll see you later. Come on, Roger, let's go. And I go to stand up and walk away, and I pat my side. Roger? Oh no, Roger!
Yeah, sorry, that's going to be part of the whole noble blood thing.
No!
I'll place him on my chair.
Just made of stone, he's fine.
I'm more
Right, you said
emotionally
something about
attached to that
weapons?
rat than any one of you.
You said something about weapons. Give me something now. I'm going to go kick the shit out of him.
well, maybe we'll just apologize and I mean, it could be an experience to meet my god. That could be fun.
Well, yeah, I know it's an adventure, but like, seems ridiculous. Would you say your shmoo has got turned into stone? Mine's all right, but yours has been. Are you all right?
Me?
Yeah.
It's my friend. His name's Roger. He's a rat, but he's been my friend for a while, and I don't really like him being stone.
No, I imagine not. I'm real sorry about that, pal.
Yeah, he's been stoned in other ways before, but not like this, and I don't like it.
All right.
I'm going to slide down Callie's arm, prod Roger, and just say,
they say he's made of stone. Yeah, we know that's the. I don't think he's usually made of stone. I think that's the issue.
He's normally a lot more lively.
Right. Well, I reckon
know,
that we're on board then. If anything, apart from anything to save the rat, I'm really sorry, my young friend. I talked over you. I didn't hear what you said.
He's looking. Tessie is looking at Roger, and it's. Guys, you must have had so much fun at the theater. I have a friend. And you, with your lovely, large cow lady, we have to finish the show.
Minotaur, but sure.
With really nice buns, apparently. I have to go to her bakery and try her buns.
Yeah, they're delicious.
I think that this could turn into a bit. So if you're all on board, let's just. If you're all amenable, Xenagos will lead you into this tunnel, which it starts off level and then starts to slowly slope until eventually it turns into a set of stairs, and you start descending into the underworld.
Does Garnot have armor, weapons, anything at all?
I have nothing. I left all of it in the tavern.
Okay.
I've written it down. You're not getting out of it. In my notepad now.
So, quick question, Mr. Satyr person. Seen a ghost. In order to go into the underworld, do we need to die to go there, or are you killing us to get us in there?
No. That's one route. Sure, that's a quick route. I mean, you may have noticed there's quite a lot of stairs. This is a shortcut.
It is a shortcut with a lot of stairs.
Yeah, not quite as short a cut as we're not going to go there. So, if you'll just follow me, at the bottom of the stairs, you emerge into an ornate antechamber with that kind of Greco-Roman design that you would recognize if you came from a world which had either a Greece or a Rome. You do not, but you recognize the style.
Chisenton, I think, in Faerun?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. That was exactly the word I was searching for. I just wasn't sure that you'd know it. So laid out on a number of plinths are 5 items. And Xenagos will kind of go up to each of the items. Right. So I've prepared each of these. These are legendary artifacts. So I am going to, of course, require them back at the end of the adventure. However, these distinguished items, some would say, well, cursed, but most would say very, very good. These people, of course, being cynics, naysayers, anyone with the identify spell, that kind of thing.
Is Garnot's item armor and a sword?
Xenagos goes over to a plinth which has a breastplate upon it.
Oh, thank Christ for that.
So, I noticed that you left your armor behind. I felt that maybe someone of your talents would require that. So, this right here is the Aegis of Emperies. He gives it to you, and you feel tougher. I mean, once you put it on. I think. Let's just do it. Could you please roll me a d8?
Definitely can.
You are
That
now
is a 7.
permanently on fire.
Oh no.
So, this item, and in fact all of the items, grants a dark gift. Those of you listening at home from the Ravenloft expansion. And you have got the touch of death. So, the item kind of gives you a connection to your ancestors. However, the connection is kind of drawing through unwanted wisps of the underworld. So you find that you're able to focus your touch and well, grant a measure of death to people that you will it. So yes, you can start looking into the touch of death, and we will sort that all out. Right, who's next?
I mean, sure. I don't need armor.
That's all right. We've got something a bit more suitable for you. He goes over to a plinth which has some. They kind of resemble horseshoes, but much more worked. Not ones that would need to be nailed on, like hoof grips. They kind of
Hoof grips.
Yeah. So that can kind of be placed over your own hooves and will kind of hold themselves in place. So these are the hoof grips of Agility.
Nice.
There's 3 more of these. Please roll me a d8. We will be re-rolling 8s.
That is a 4.
So as you put these on, you notice that when you kind of put your hoofs back down on the ground, wisps of mist and smoke emerge from your hooves.
Cool.
You have now got the Mistwalker dark gift. So similarly to Garnot, your link to your ancestors is manifesting itself with mists and fog drawn from the underworld, which are kind of every step you take, every move you make, I'll be watching you. Mist and wisps of mist just kind of are left in your footprint.
Oh,
There's a second step next to you, but we won't go into that.
the crowds in the arena are gonna love this. Look at the dramatic flair it gives me. Like,
I'll do a little sort of like like ball expanding out, like, and then back in again.
Nice. Did they do anything apart from look a bit smoky? I mean, that's really cool. Granted.
So,
We're not on water.
I will let you kind of have a quick look at what the Mist Walker spell gift gives you as we move on. All right, roll up, come on. Yes,
Well,
my gelatine friend. Celluloid.
I'll roll down the arm onto the end and then hop off. I'm on the floor by myself.
Xenagos goes over to a plinth which has a well-loved, but by no means it's not tatty. It's just it's not brand new plush. It's this cuddly toy of a bear. Right now, this is the bearer of responsibility.
I'll just jump onto the plinth because I'm quite movable, and I'll just sort of land on it and just absorb it.
Yep, and it kind of floats in your being.
It now floats around inside me and will weirdly stare people out for way too long.
Please roll me a d6.
What is my curse? It's a 1.
Echoing soul.
What does that mean?
So, as you kind of absorb the cuddly toy, and slightly wishing I should have done this like generation game, had a conveyor belt. We'll cut that in. So the bear, as you kind of attune yourself to the item, you become aware of your ancestors around you, and it seems like they've probably always been there, but this item has kind of heightened your awareness of them. So they're kind of able to give you advice and help you out along your quest. Yes, you gain proficiency in 2 skills of your choice, and you may speak, read, and write 1 additional language. I'm kind of imagining this like in Stardust, the brothers when they die and they have to sit and watch their siblings. I'm kind of imagining your ancestors just kind of sat on there, and it's kind of like some of them are of a different race to what you currently are, and then some of them, you can see where choices were made, and your current form is. I'm not saying these are bad choices.
So can I just confirm, I can speak, read, and write 1 additional language that I still can't talk?
No, I love the idea that Mlu can only speak common like they do with the roar, but Elvish just flawless.
Oh, that's amazing. Let's do that. That's amazing. I love it.
I'm happy with that.
There'll be what language should it be? What's the language that most people speak?
I mean, most people probably know a little bit of French, or you must.
No. I'm not like a real world language, like character languages, for God's sake.
Common and Elvish for Garnot.
Right.
That's a Minotaur for me.
Oh no. Shaun, can we flavour this that I learned I speak, read, and write 1 additional language choice, and that language is common?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Then what we'll get is oh, hello everyone. Oh, good heavens. This is unexpected. Wow, this is, oh my. Oh.
Oh, you have a voice.
I know.
You could talk.
I can sing.
Can you sing?
Dr. Zayas.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, this is, wow. I must say, I don't know what to say now. Hello.
Now you'll just have to say everything.
Oh, that's still there as well. I can do both.
Oh, good.
Happy.
I'd be ashamed to lose the bit.
Happy wobbles.
Okay. Which of the 2 of you going next?
Yeah, I suppose I could. Yes, I will.
Calmes. Xenagos goes over to a plinth which has upon it a shield. It's a circular shield with kind of a variety of kind of divots and studs worked into it. It's quite simple, but very striking. This is the Taj of Sympathies.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Please roll me a d10 and half the answer rounding.
Okay.
Down.
Up. Down? Well, then a 1 becomes a 0.
D10.
You need the 5 to go up, yes.
Yeah, round up.
Well, I got a 5.
5 on the d5, on the d10.
Yes.
Half it, round it up. 3.
Okay.
Intriguing. You have got the second skin dark gift.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that this manifests, one of your ancestors has taken it upon themselves to actually almost commandeer your body at points. So now, occasionally, your features will just... It's almost kind of uncanny, but they just... You'll blink and they suddenly take on the appearance of a different Triton. Your hair looks maybe slightly a different color. And yeah,
do I notice?
I don't know.
Oh, that! Did you notice that?
Age effect.
It's like long purple braid just like popped out of your head and then disappeared again.
I think that's pink. I mean,
no, but I keep my hair very tamed.
Oh, I'll let you know if it happens again.
Please
there
do.
it is. No, it's gone.
Cool. I will let you read up on your new gift now. So, finally, last but not least, you're probably wondering which of these illustrious items indicates the 4 empty plinths and the one that has a very obvious quill on it.
I look up and stop reading, like it just drags off the edge of the page.
So, this is the Pen of Scribblies.
Really? Well, take it.
Shaun, thank you very much for the opportunity to play with you. I'm leaving now. Stunned.
Oh, it only took 5 puns to break the new record. Please roll me a d4. Oh, I didn't quite catch that. Was it a 3? 3. You... This is the one I hoped wouldn't come up, but it did. It's symbiotic being.
Oh, no.
So, one of your ancestors has taken it upon themselves to be even more present, perhaps, than Carmez's forebear. Sorry, there's only one bear. There's 2 bears inside you. Anyway.
One bear inside me.
You find that
Pretty much.
there is, inside this item, one of your ancestors' kind of thoughts have been waiting, and as you attune to it, you find that their thoughts are just kind of there in the back of your mind now as well. Just there. So yes, you have a symbiotic entity that's living in your body now.
Can it express itself in like a different hand while I'm taking notes? Like I have my regular handwriting, and then all of a sudden I'm in, papyrus or something.
No, Steve. A voice from your chest starts saying, "No, you're doing it wrong. Get the turtles."
I mean, we can roll what the feature is if you really want, but. So, in addition to the dark gifts that these items have presented you with, they are all also going to increase one of your stats. So, I'll just quickly run down my list. Chris, you can increase your wisdom. I want it to be effectively, all of your wisdom rolls are now at a +2.
So increase by 4.
So add 4 stats, please. Yes.
So I have an intelligence of 7, a wisdom of 22, and a charisma of 7.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Very street smart blob. Josh, you may do the same to your constitution. Lola, also to your wisdom. Nat, to your dexterity. And Stephen, to your constitution as well.
Thanks.
I don't know how it happened, but I can see everything.
Huh. And what does everything look like?
Ooh.
Huh. Fair. I'm not going to slip over anymore, look. Just like shoving a hoof into the ground and just being like, look, it's so grippy.
I've put the armor on over my suit, so the armor's all buckled in and everything. All we can see is like a tie sticking out at the top of it.
Nice.
Such a good look.
It fits to your body as well. It seemed a bit too big, but it kind of almost sculpts itself in.
Oh, that's fine. I'm used to it being a bit. The armor that I normally wear is like really baggy, and I use it for storage and stuff. So if it didn't fit, I would have been fine with it.
Yeah, but we got the budget for it, so you know.
Looks great, dude.
Oh, thanks.
Nice.
Not sure if we're supposed to see someone's abs through their suit, but...
I mean, you know, these are the choices we make. So, this is the point at which I am afraid unable to accompany you any further. There are certain domains where gods have to stay, have to tread. This is not one that I have particularly any desire to enter, so...
Sorry, I had a fly.
Thought you really liked my performance, but only enough for one clap.
Yeah, it's a sign of well done.
If you would care to go through this door, you will find yourselves on the banks of the river, which I totally have written down. Not text.
So
it's not another river which does very similar things. No, this is the Tartex.
So does that mean that Cena Ghost, you're a god?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Not a ghost.
No, I'm not a ghost.
No,
he's seen a ghost.
Right, a god who's seen a ghost. Okay.
I'm not sure of the ethics then, given that Erebos is my god. Should I be accepting gifts from a different god?
I didn't give you this gift. The gift was within you all the time.
It was?
No. Just go through the door.
I think I'd have remembered that.
Are you saying you don't want that because someone else could use it?
I'll hold on to it for now, but look, I'm excited for the experience to possibly go and actually talk to Erebos and undergo the same journey that was talked about in the temple, and perhaps I can go and tell the younger members of the church, well, not church, sorry, temple, what it's like, and we can celebrate that. But I'm very not sure about this in general.
Hey, it sounds like it's going to be a really good experience for you. Huh? It sounds like it's probably actually much more like important and big for you than it is for some of the rest of us.
It certainly could be, but I'm not too sure. And kind of turns and indicates the audience and the missing players. I'm not too sure that I want to interfere with what happened here, but just connecting with my god is I think is where I'm at.
It is independent adjudication. You know, you're accompanying them to make sure that they don't do anything which is going to be too much of an affront to your entire religion.
Yes, very much so.
Wait, I think I got confused again. Are we we're not Erebos, that one that came and turned everyone to stone. You worship him, right? But we're here, but that was a good thing, and we need to go help Erebos with a thing that we've not been told yet, or Erebos has turned everyone to stone and we need to stop him, which might be not what you want.
Well, see, I don't really track with the idea of going against Erebos's wishes, but I suppose I'm just here to be a guiding hand and exercising restraint, and perhaps you can all come along to appease Erebos, and therefore you'll resolve this situation, and Erebos will be happy.
And we're also saving the show, right? Look at Testy, because that's what Testy said.
As long as the show has some improvements, right?
We've taken notes, and I copied yours down as well. We'll cover that with the director once we resolve all this.
Do we actually know why Erebos did this?
It's Erebos.
Sorry, I'm not very good with names. Do we know why he actually did this?
I mean, my guess would be Erebos took issue with the way that he was being presented on the stage.
But the swoosh was just perfect.
It was probably the rest of it, and sometimes gods can be. I should whisper over by the mic. Gods can be fickle, but it's not. It's not.
Well, that's a rude way to describe a god, surely.
I look towards Sea
I
Ghost.
didn't say anything.
Hey, don't look at me. I'm not here.
Okay.
I don't know what fickle means, but sounds rude. Fickle.
So, do you all exit the antechamber and head out to the Tartix?
Yeah, I mean, while we're walking down there, I'll be patting my armor down because having it so tight is a bit odd for me. And I'll be like, quick thought, if we're all doing this together, should we not, introduce ourselves to each other? I can see that two of you already know each other, but I've got no clue who any of you are.
Oh,
My name's Garnot.
You're Roger's friend.
I am Roger's friend, yeah.
You know Roger?
Roger was my little rat friend.
No, I know you, but you know Roger as well.
I just met Roger when he turned to stone, and I really wanted to. I really want the friends to be happy together. My name's Testy. Testimonial. I sell quills. If you ever need quills, I have quills for you. Usually to magic users, usually the wizards. Picked up a thing here and there along the way. But much love to the theater. And Erebos might not have been wrong. But, we have notes.
Erebos was not wrong, and I am Karamas, Baharamoth, and yes, well, our temple is dedicated to Erebos.
Great, so you're going to know everything that we need to do, right then?
Yes, for example, we'll dig in his kind of side sash and in the vestments, and kind of pull out some gold coins, as it were. And it's important for us all to have one of these, and we'll pass them around. I keep them for anyone that that passes.
Oh yeah, no, they did that in the play, didn't they? Yeah. Oh, I'm Calliope, by the way. You might know me. I don't know if you've ever been to the fighting pits. I was in Waterdeep's one recently. Callie the Calamity. No. Calliope or Callie or Cal is fine. I would usually introduce you, but you can speak now, so you can introduce yourself.
No. Oh, I can.
Yeah.
My name is... And the teddy bear, I should point out, this whole way through, is just sat there, impassive, staring you all out.
That's not unsettling at all, but it's a pleasure to meet all of you.
Oh, sorry, I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to do this anymore. Oh, but it's fun.
It is fun.
Still working it out.
The question is, when we leave here, are you going to go back to not being able to speak in common?
Oh, no. We should probably get any conversation we want to have out now, then.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, I get the gist of what you're saying anyway, so, you know.
That's true, actually.
But, like, if there's words you want to say, then you should say them.
Not really. It's not like...
Right.
You know what? This is like a nice holiday. I'm going to see it like a nice holiday.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
The play, right? The ghost, Xeno ghost god guy said that we were all related to the people in the play.
What, the actors?
Yeah, I think I'd know if I was related to the actors.
Well, I don't know. Could he have meant the heroes? I mean, that seems a bit far-fetched in itself, but...
Well, yeah, Minotaur, Triton, but...
I like to take the pen.
Well, it is told that the Triton member, Mirren, did come back to visit the, our little underwater cities. And...
Well, is this spoilers for the end of the play?
Well, it
was shit, but I was getting into it by the time the special effects started.
It wasn't in the play as such. However, there's not as much that is told after that. It's very much just that she passed on the word of Erebos and told us all that Erebos was quite good, or okay, actually. But so now we have temples.
So, spoiler, she survives to the end.
Oh. That takes away some of the threat, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, they all did die initially, and it's through death that they became heroes.
So, are we canonically saying that all Tritons worship Erebos, the god of death, because of something that Nat did in a game set in Theros?
Sorry, Nat.
3 years ago.
I think you know,
or at least some of them.
Yeah, would have spread the word, but yeah, it's like you're not going to get 100% attrition, are you?
No,
most of them still worship Thassa.
This is why the Temple of Erebos in the Triton culture is there.
I mean, her family are going to be furious because they were really diehard on Thassa.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point. I don't know.
Also, Mirren had kids. Yeah, this is good.
Well, I don't know. Did Mirren have kids? I don't know how it exists. I don't know how it exists.
Kids. I'm not making these choices for you.
Well, I don't know about all of that, but I'm aware of
magic.
Where I'm from, in the I'm from the Astral Sea, and it sort of surrounds everything. And souls, when they die, pass through. Things happen, and I definitely have other souls in me. I can now hear them. It's very odd. I don't know what that all means, but
I like that. Anytime you put astral in front of something, it sounds awesome.
Does it?
Yeah.
I should do that more often. That sounds amazing.
It gives it an ethereal quality. It's all in the presentation.
It gives it that mystique.
Well, let's astral walk our way down to the ship.
You'll turn around and just be like...
No, I don't walk. Callie walks.
You just wobble.
How would you do that? Would you just start walking down like this? Would you do that?
I'll do a little wiggle. Like this. Wiggle. So the teddy bear starts doing a weird shimmy inside. But of course, its face is impassive, so what you get is one of these.
So you all shimmy your way down to the banks of the Theros. As you approach, you can see the landscape around you has transformed. It appears like a large cavern, but if it had been overlaid in the ceiling with a night sky. So it's kind of this weird effect of you feel like you're indoors, but then you can see stars, so you feel like you're outdoors. And but everything's quite grey, quite drained of colour, with the exception of yourselves. You are, as you previously described, you're in Technicolor. You are Dorothy, just as she leaves the black and white bit of that film, that play. And you can see, as you approach the banks of the River Tartix, there are people going about begging for coins. And you can see that there is a large barge, a boat afloat on the on the bank with a large hooded figure at the helm.
Just on the way past, Carmez will be emptying his pockets of gold and kind of passing it out in as much as possible. But there's obviously a finite amount.
Yeah.
You can, in fact, roll for it if you wish.
So
Realistically, let's say 2d12s.
Okay. It wasn't bad.
Oh.
Well, the dice hasn't. Yeah, it's a 20.
20.
Oh, that was a 9, not a 6. Okay, 20
So-
gold.
Does it always have to be gold, or can it be silver and copper?
For Atrios, gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always has to be gold. Yeah, yes. So a nice round amount. You obviously can't be just carrying around riches all times.
Well,
but
it's for the purpose of giving to the people that I help on the path to the grave, of course, because it's not done to leave them at the banks of the River Tartix.
so minus the 5 that you have already fought to your colleagues and 1 for yourself, you've got 15 golds that you can pass out amongst other people who are waiting on the shores.
Yes, mate, and every time he passes one out, he's like, "May you find your true path in Erebos, in Erebos' light and glory."
So most of them are gonna. I mean, they're all really happy to get given a coin. Upon mention of Erebos, some of them are like,
I've been here for 30 million years, but I don't like the sound of that god fellow.
Some of them were in the original episode 5,000 years ago. So we brought the extras back. No expense spared.
Quite literally, because they didn't have enough gold to get past. Yeah.
And yeah, obviously, if anybody else wished to, if they had any change in their pockets, you may also help a few more souls across the river.
I was going to buy some ice cream in the interval, but I guess that's not happening now. So
It's sausage flavored.
Yeah.
There's a new chorizo one.
It would separate. It just sounds wrong to me.
So
That's the point. The fats is what you whip up. Yeah. And then you've just got the chorizo, little chopped bits of chorizo that added as like sprinkles on top of the ice
saying
cream.
that they have chorizo to do the ice cream, but they don't have chorizo to do the popcorn. It's infuriating.
very different. They have to have lots of different sausage items on the menu, lots of different types of sausages. So it's a little bit of everything,
Okay.
He's a sausage king. He's got to have a wide variety. He can't just be the king of one.
Like there's a completely different type of.
He is also the king of one.
I feel like we're getting off topic. As you approach the barge, Athreos, who you can kind of see this green ethereal hood, and you can't see beneath the hood. It's just the age of eternities is underneath that hood, and he just carries an oar with which he would steer the ship. Do you wish to board the boat?
What ticket are we buying?
A return one, please.
Round trip.
Okay.
Same day return would be good.
Do you want a travel card so that you can come and go as you please in all regions of hell?
Those tend to be cheaper if you buy them in advance, I'm just saying.
So we're not currently dead, I think.
I think.
Yes, we're not currently dead. We have an appointment with Erebos, I do believe.
Ah, are you Xenagos' lot?
Yeah.
Well, I belong. I'm firmly in Erebos' camp, but Xenagos did facilitate.
All right, 1 gold, please. Athos will take your gold, and you are all allowed. You're all allowed
floating in the bear.
Am I just floating in the bear? I mean,
No, well, it was the coin just floating inside the plasmoid bear shape.
Orbiting slightly.
Yeah, it was orbiting. The coin was orbiting the bear.
Right.
It's kind of like watching clothes in a wash.
Sure.
You and the lucky souls that Carmes furnished with coins board the boat, and all right, hold on. Athreos pushes away from the shore, and you head off down the Tartix River. And I think that is probably a good place to take our break. So,
he's driving. They're driving.
Thank you very much for joining us thus far. We will be coming back in about 5-10 minutes. We will determine that at some arbitrary time in the future. Now you're probably all waiting for a
there it is.
for a puzzle.
Where's my puzzle? I want my puzzle.
Right, puzzle. Yeah. Okay. So this is the way I've been doing it with Seeds of Defiance. It will be a 9-letter word that I have scrambled up. I'm going to give you the letters in alphabetical order. There may be more than one 9-letter word in there, but if you can give me the one that I started with, I will give you, as a party, 1d10 to roll. At some point when you think that it works like an inspiration, you can add it to any of your d20 rolls. I would prefer it if it wasn't used in combat, but also, actually no, use it in combat, whatever. At some point when you think it's a pivotal moment and you want to use your inspiration, you may do so. If you only manage an 8-letter word, you'll get a d8, 7-letter word, a d6, d6, d6. Yeah. Try to get the 9. Your letters are C, E, E, R, 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 S, T, U. That is slightly faster. C, E, E, R, 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 S, T, U. And we will come back after the break and give you the answer to this conundrum. But until then, see you then.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You could be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets and an exclamation point characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
Welcome back. So before we continue with the adventure, we will give the answer to the anagram. So, Josh, you were the first to email me with the answer. So, say email, message, instant message. You'll send me an electronic mail. With
That's why you've not got my correct answer, Shaun, is I actually sent it by carrier pigeon and it's still working its way. So,
yeah.
Any minute now.
I used AOL somehow.
If any of you use Twitter, that'll be slower than all of those at this point. So, Josh, I'll go to you for the 9-letter. Did anyone have any shorter words that they got from it?
I got crester out of it.
Ooh.
Which
Yeah, similarly, I got recrust, which I don't know if that is in the Oxford English Dictionary, but I imagine it is the process of, once you've eaten a crust of pie, putting another one back on.
That is so much nicer than the horrifying eye-related imagery I had. Someone's had laser surgery but not been taking the eye drops.
Lovely.
I'm sorry, it's a stream with me. I couldn't help it. Anyone else come? Sorry?
That's like a loaf of bread where you cut the crusts off and then you decide you do want them on, so you bake the outside again and you recrust the bread.
Eyeballs. Oh, if anyone else is, I've given myself a trigger warning that we didn't need.
If you're wondering why this show had that trigger warning, that's why.
Josh, what is the 9 letter?
I got resurrect.
Boom.
Resurrect is what I had. So you have gotten the 9 letter word. You may have a D10 inspiration. That is 1 for the whole party. You can kind of, Josh, you'll have the final say, but as a party, you can decide, is this a moment that we want to use? And you may add that to a roll if you think it's important enough to spend it. Or
You suddenly made it PvP.
Yeah.
You've got to fight for it.
Yeah. Fight for it.
Wow.
Or you could do what most groups do and forget that I gave it to you entirely.
That's the most likely option, to be fair.
Let's carry on, shall we? So you are on the barge being steered down the river Tartix by the god Theros, who has taken your money. Should you wish to know exactly how we got here, you will have to watch the beginning of the show when it's on catch-up. It's a one-shot. We don't have time for recaps. Come on. As you are sailing down the river in the Tartix River with its forgetfulness-inducing waters, you suddenly hear. Or do you actually? But everybody, roll me perception. Some of you are going to be.
I'm gonna use my passive.
What's passive?
19.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
If you've got passives, what I will always say is you can opt to use your passive. If you want to try to roll and see if you get better, then please feel free.
I rolled. Woof.
It's a nat 20, so it's a 29.
Yeah, you do that.
Didn't get that good.
I got 12.
Okay.
I got a 4. Callie is preoccupied trying to figure out what Atreus does with the coins.
I can sense vibrations in the air because I'm made of glue.
Thomas, what did you get?
Got an 18.
18.
80, yes, 80.
I mean, I was pretty certain you didn't have a, what was that, plus 60 odd.
Look, you're a cleric, I'm a monk. There's going to be a whiz off. It's just going to happen. There's no way around it.
Don't word it like that.
You've just got 22. I've got 20. No, it's more of a kind of fascinated, like in the realm of my god, wanted to pay attention to everything as much as possible.
Was that your roll then? Your total came to 18?
Yes.
Okay. It's still pretty good. You start to hear this on the breeze. Some of you quicker than others. You catch it before anybody else.
I feel it in my mucus.
Yeah, Callie, you're probably the last to get it. You hear a sound. The sound's a little bit like croaking.
Ooh.
You just hear what sounds like a chorus of frogs. And as Athreos steers you down the river and the mists kind of part dramatically because it's in the budget, you see 4 grung stood on a lonely kind of silt bank, just jutting out of the water. They're all dressed in little shirts in kind of red and white stripes with little black boaters and straw hats.
God damn it.
Chris has had enough. Smash.
And they appear to be rehearsing. They're kind of doing a. You can see that some of them they're kind of croaking away, and you just hear this kind of as they're kind of going through bars, and then some of the higher voice one, and as you approach closer, could everybody please make a charisma saving?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh boy. Ooh.
I rolled a 15.
I rolled an 18 minus 2, which is a 16.
And
I rolled an 8.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. And
I rolled
18.
Oh, no.
Dang, we had 6. We had 8. What were the other 18?
16 for Moo.
Yeah,
15.
15. Okay. So yeah, I just instantly forgot the first 3 because I was listening to the last ones. So Hallie and Testy, you are mesmerized by this croaked chorus as you approach. You are kind of momentarily stunned, just into kind of silence, just listening to this noise. The other 3 of you are unaffected at the moment. It only lasts kind of about 6 seconds or so.
I think I'd notice.
It just waves through you as sound waves through a pot of jelly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we notice like after it passes, or does it? You say it's only 6 seconds, right? After that 6 seconds, do we?
Yeah, you kind of snap out of it. They appear to have stopped singing for a second. That's kind of why you've come out of it. The barge slows down a little bit, and you can see Theros kind of going over to some of the other passengers and just kind of waving a hand in front of their face, kind of seeing to his passengers. And it does mean that you've kind of stopped just right near to these grung.
Anyone else just space out for a second there?
Yeah. Oh, like some kind of magic? No.
I just decided not to listen to it.
You can do that?
Yeah, sticks for fingers and ears.
Oh, right. I thought you had some kind of like skill, or that sounded harsh. I meant like. So
wow, for somebody who's just met me, your words cut deep.
I meant like some kind of magical ability, but you just that's really clever.
Oh.
I should do that as well.
I thought you meant he should use his ear flaps to cover his ear holes.
Well, I mean, I can do that.
Tucking your lobes into it. As you kind of stop, you can overhear.
Is that not what they're for? I've always wondered.
You overhear snippets of the conversation from the grung, and you can just hear that the one that seems to be kind of leading them with a little baton. Is it right? I don't know what accent that was.
Beginnings of Liverpool, I think.
All right, wasn't supposed to be. All right, boys. So this is where I think we're going wrong. We need to harmonize more. Hey, come on. Tinor. Fast, come on. Pulsito, come on. You gotta sing from the heart a bit more.
I hate you.
He kind of turns around and notices. Oh, we got a captive audience. Okay. Right. So from the top. Come on. And they kind of start up this chorus again. And please, could everybody roll another save?
Am I not supposed to be listening? Hello.
I would say.
Oh no, they can't hear me.
I've put the tips of my ears into my ear holes, and then put my hand over.
You may roll with advantage, but just keep in mind that it takes both of your hands to do this.
Oh no!
Oh, I don't like the sound.
Sean, I've rolled
a 20. Went, oh, Maloo.
I've rolled a -1.
Oh dear!
I rolled an 18.
So I rolled a 1, and I've got a -2 to charisma saves.
You rolled a 1. Remind me which was your dark gift.
Oh, yes.
Yours was the Echoing Soul.
Echoing Soul.
So you've rolled a 1 on a d20, which means intrusive echoes. Please roll me a d6.
Oh.
It's even better than what the Krung song was going to do.
That's a 1.
Oh, dear.
You are charmed by a creature you can see of my choice for 1 minute or until the creature damages you. So you are absolutely enthralled by the leader of this grung chorus.
Mm-hmm.
What did everybody else get?
16 this time.
21.
If you're allowing the roll with advantage, then it's 20 on the dice for a 22.
Nice. Absolutely fine.
I got an 18.
You're all fine. It's only Maul who has succumbed this time, probably because they were baffledly looking at what Callie and Garnot were doing. The leader of...
I was wondering how I might cover my ears, but I don't have any ears. I'm all ear, technically. So
I'm all ear.
Explain.
Yeah. You're all here. You're all there.
The leader of the chorus kind of looks over and sees Callie and Garnot covering their ears. What's that? Is not good enough for you? You some kind of connoisseur or something?
What? I can't hear you.
I think they're dissing us, boys. This kind of grumbles
You're
from each of them.
amazing.
Yeah, we know.
Sorry to interrupt. The music was rather okay, good. Sorry, but who are you supposed to be?
Right. Well, I think that we better inform these fine folks, shouldn't we? In song. And they kind of the chorus kicks up again, and you get the kind of the bass just, and then the tenor and the baritone just like, and then over the top, one of them's just singing the frogs of hell, where it is warm or it is cold, we cannot tell. 'Cause we're cold-blooded and we are dead, and you're all dead or will be dead. And the frogs themselves at the boat. Please would everybody roll initiative.
John, I'm charmed by them, and I believe stunned as well. So what do we do?
Roll with disadvantage.
Oh.
You still honestly get to have a turn, but at the moment you're a little bit stunned
and charmed.
I honestly thought that you were going to like jump into like the Team Rocket song, "Prepare for Trouble."
Team Frogget.
Not quite. I quite like what I'm knitting at the moment. Bad knitting joke.
I was going to say, I think that's a knitting joke.
A frogget? Is that a knitting?
No, as in if you've got you've got something wrong, or you're getting rid of something you're knitting, you might frog it to take it back. Yeah,
that's nice.
Or tink it, which is knit backwards.
Say it again, and now we know we can laugh.
Yeah. It's like I quite like my knitting, thanks. But yeah.
Should we stop being condescending? Is that a thing?
I genuinely didn't understand the lingo, but now I see it's a good joke.
Hi, I'm Lola. I tell really niche jokes about knitting.
They're great.
Room full of trained actors, and absolutely none of us could do a genuine laugh. That's fairly telling.
Ow!
I'm not an actor.
You've killed me already.
Theatre folks. Right. We're digressing again. Digression. Did anyone roll above a 20 on their initiative?
No.
No? I suppose I should roll some initiative if you do that.
I thought because you said, did anybody roll over a 20, that you did roll.
No, I rolled in a manner that is pretty much custom for me. Did anyone roll between a 15 and a 20?
No.
18.
18? Any more for any more? No?
6.
Oh, well, I mean...
Oh, at that
15 to
level?
20. So
Yeah,
10 to 15.
I rolled a 14.
You rolled a 14. Okay. 5 to 10.
8.
6.
Okay. And on your 6, hang on, actually. No.
Yes.
No worries. I forgot to add my modifier. So, yes. Give you a hint.
Hang on, what a test you roll?
4.
And that's all I'm missing, isn't it? Just testing. So, right. Cue up that battle music, and here we go. So the Frog Barbershop has decided to launch themselves at you, and particularly those who appear to be actively dismissing their musical prowess. And you are fortunate in that, it's fairly obvious when a frog launches itself from a sandbank at you. So, Callie, how do you react?
Why? Mostly. I don't understand why they're attacking because I didn't hear the song properly. What? I feel like I can't actually attack them because I feel bad about it, but I don't know what they're doing. So, but we're the boat is by the bank, right? There's not water between the boat and the bank.
There's enough distance that they're able to kind of make the leap without having to touch the water. Yeah. So they're kind of
for us, if we were to try to get to the bank, there is the water in the way.
There is the water in the way.
Right. So we're just on the boat. I think seeing them leap towards, I'm going to grab my great axe off my back, which has been there all this time, and don't ask me how she was sat down with it on.
Very roomy chair.
Yeah.
The person behind you had a horrible view, though.
Yeah. And I'm going to hold it. I'm just going to hold my attack action to, like, if one gets close enough to bat them out the way with the flat side of my axe.
Kind of in the action shot of this scene, it's kind of slow-mo as they're reaching towards you. I mean, I would say for the purposes of you not wasting your turn, they are within striking distance, should you wish to, and they do appear to be aggressive. Plus, they're already dead, so...
Okay.
Whether you'd know that, you didn't hear the song.
Okay. All right. I will. I have 2 attacks, so I will attack 2 of them, I guess. But it's more of a reactive. I'm not trying to slash them. I'm trying to just bat them away with the flat. What? They're coming towards. I don't understand.
They're so beautiful.
That's a 24 and a 27 to hit.
Yes, both of those will hit. And you're going for different grung?
Yes.
Just kind of paddling them as they try to leap into the boat.
A big swat. So each one is a D12. So no, it's cocked. One of them is a 11 plus 5 is 16 damage to one of them.
Nice.
And I'd like this D12. I never roll it, but I should. So that's another 12 on the dice plus 5, which is 17 damage to the other one. And then as a bonus action, I will hammer home. After I hit a creature with a melee attack as part of the attack action, you can immediately use a bonus action to attempt to push a target within 5 feet of you. It must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed up to 10 feet away.
Amazing. Okay.
Minotaurs.
Yeah. So that's functioning as me, like, batting one away.
So that is a 12 on the dice, and I have got on my strength a -2. That is a 10.
There's no dice.
So yeah, as you instinctively kind of bat one, and then just the next one that's coming towards you, you batter even harder. And it's only 5 foot push, yeah?
No, it's a 10 foot.
Oh, it's 10 foot. Okay. So yeah, you literally block one, but then bat the other one, and they just land back on the sandbank.
Didn't go any water.
If 5 foot would have, 10 foot, not so much. Mainly because I don't want to try and understand the jumping rule.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, it was definitely coming from a, what? Why are you doing this? No, go away!
Leave them alone!
But they're jumping at me!
Does me being charmed by them and then my allies attacking them do anything? Shaun?
Does it? Does it indeed?
It's up to you. It's up to you, my friend. It's your fucking rodeo circle.
It literally says you're charmed by a creature you can see of the DM's choice for 1 minute until the creature damages you. So I will say if one of them successfully damages one of your friends, that will count as well.
You are very kind. Magnanimous DM.
Well, all of our ACs are too high and they don't hit any of us.
It would also be a very dull combat for you if...
No, I'm going to leap onto Callie's face and smoosh it. Callie can't see shit.
That can only go well.
Well, the stun only lasts until their turn.
Oh, brilliant.
Is it the end of their turn or the start of their turn?
So my initiative score's way low. It's all fine.
Yeah.
For the time being, I'm not going to jump on Callie's face shouting, eat me, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. Is that everything on your turn?
Yes, that's action, bonus action. I'm staying put.
Cool. Right. Garnet.
What size is the ship, would you say?
Oh, good question. I would say it is, in terms of D&D, huge-ish. Maybe a bit bigger.
I think that changes what I wanted to do.
You can't pick it up.
Yeah, you can't pick it up. It's probably kind of 20-foot width, 60-foot length.
That's convention and technically in rules terms.
Is it really? Yeah. There you go.
Anything above 15-foot cube.
But it's very shallow, so in the kind of Royal Mail, like trying to fit it through that little box, it counts as a small parcel.
I like that a lot as a measurement. You should go in Royal Mail measurements for D&D.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll stand up. I'll see Callie being sort of assaulted by some of these, and I'll stand up and go to draw my sword and shield. And be like, oh, bugger, I ain't got them on me. I'll clap my hands together and my eyes shine bright white, and I pull into this like energy into my hand and push it towards one of them. Their entire like outline becomes white and they go flying backwards as I use telekinetic movement to push them away.
Quick point of order. When you do this, do you shout Hadoken or Kamehameha?
Kamehameha.
Sweet. So what do I roll, or does it just...
Nope, just says you can move an object or a creature with your mind. As an action, you target one loose object that is large or smaller, or it has to be one willing creature. Oh, I might not be able to do that then. I'll go to do it, and then when it doesn't work, I'll be like, oh, bugger, normally that works.
To be quite honest with you, it's fun. So yeah, if we just give me a strength saving throw against an arbitrary... What does it say what skill it uses?
No. It's normally intelligence, all my psionic stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so whatever your intelligence mod is, +8, plus proficiency, because I'm kind. That'll be the DC.
Okay, so that is, 8 plus intelligence, which is 1. So, plus proficiency. What are we on proficiency at the moment? +3, so that is 12.
I mean, I could have saved you the effort because I rolled a 6 and, as aforementioned, have a -2. So the arbitrary minimum that I set is quite enough. Yes, you telekinetically, you kind of give it a series of winks, and the grung kind of misunderstands and gets battered. How far?
30 feet.
30 feet. So it kind of stops midair, and then you just overshoots the bank and lands in the river Tartix, which causes a loss of memories. Not necessarily full-blown amnesia, but some dear memories of this frog are going to be going down the...
Josh, you monster! You've killed a harmony.
Whoopsie!
Forgotten all of the choral parts for Weenie Todd, the tiefling barber of Waterdeep.
Why did it know them?
Everybody knows them.
All right.
Anything else with your turn?
Can we get out of here as quickly as possible, please? I'll say towards the god man who's pushing the ship.
Theros is currently kind of trying to wake up people in the boat who are charmed, and some of them trying to kind of move closer, and Theros has tried to stop them from leaving.
That's the end of my turn.
That's the end of your turn. Cool. I thought it was going to be next, but I actually had a +3 modifier, making my 6 a 9, which beat your 8, I believe. So it is, in fact, the Grung's turns. Now, one of them has been back to the bank. Another one has been beyond the bank and will start kind of swimming back towards. What was I doing? Did I leave the gas on?
Surprisingly dark.
It's not dark as
He's dead, right?
No. The other two, so it's swimming back to the sandbank. The other two, however, are currently on the boat and are going to go in for an attack. And being two of them, and there being two of you who are covering your ears, I'm just going to go for you two, the Philistines.
It's a band name you hope doesn't catch on.
They each pull a dagger from somewhere on their person and go in to try and stab.
We're musicians. We're singing in a little. Wow. Okay, that took a turn.
They're a barbershop quartet, so they're all like little cutthroat razors. That is a 23 to hit Callie. Does that hit?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that does.
Yeah, they're proficient in barbery, apparently. It's not going to be a lot.
That's really good, Shaun. I like that one a lot.
Good. I'm glad I've told enough jokes to keep you at the table this time.
Well, the proficient in barbery is clever on a lot of levels. I like that.
Right, that is a 6 points of damage, and because they are in fact a grung, you also take a couple of d4s of poison. 3 points of poison. I rolled low. The next attack on Garnot. Oh, that was so close to being a natural 20, but it rolled over onto an 8, making it a 13.
Oh, no, that just misses. Oh, no, that misses by quite a lot. I have armor on now.
Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, you see as Callie takes this hit from the leader, Barry Tony, and another one kind of comes at you, and I'm towing that line, aren't I, between Christe and Lady?
I don't know. I mean, Callie is going, ow, why? And I don't know whether that's at the stabbing or the gnome.
That is everything. So the one that's on the bank is going to start up singing the chorus again. So everyone within 15 feet, which is all of you, and able to hear it, please make me the charisma save again.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Opposite of that.
Oh no.
Which boot did you get? Which boot? You got the
I got the symbiotic nature.
I don't.
Yeah. Tassy's got Krang in his belly.
So
the turtles.
You don't have anything that's on a 1, but I will say that.
No.
Could you roll me a d6?
Badly, apprehensively. A 3.
3. Just at this moment, your symbiote starts kind of chiming in about a prophecy that they want to bring to fruition, and it's really not a good time.
Stop automatic rating. Listen to it.
You are stunned until the end of the quartet's next turn. Sorry. Same?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I rolled a 16.
16 is fine?
23.
23 is fine. What did you roll? It wasn't another 1, was it?
I rolled a 4, so it's 2.
Okay, good. But it wasn't a natural 1 on the dice, so you don't get interrupted by your chorus of ancestors. Okay, well, that is unfortunate. That is all of their turns. So one of them is swimming to the shore, which I think I'm going to say they got hit 30 feet and overshot. So the bank was only about another 15 feet, but unfortunately one of the things they forgot was how to swim. So they no longer have the swim speed and kind of struggle to get back to the shore.
They're a frog that's forgotten how to swim.
Yeah. It's erasing memories from the beginning.
I feel bad, but don't at the same time.
Yikes.
I mean, all of those lovely memories. No, they've got to the bank because they no longer have a swim speed, so their swim speed is 15 because it's half their movement. But all of those lovely memories of, being taught how to swim by their grandparents, gone. All of those lovely little memories. Monster. Right, that is their turn.
Frogs don't teach their kids how to swim. They leave the eggs to survive on their own.
Yeah, these are fantasy frogs.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, we've established in previous things that fantasy frogs not so nice either.
Anyway, it's your turn, but
nope,
so you're stunned. Sorry.
What becomes is, no, wait, I don't like them very much. Just flailing around on your shoulder.
Come back to me. No.
Comments.
Yes. So I will take out I'll lift up my shield and kind of put it in front of me, and I shall grit really hard and say, well, I mean, yes, it was all right, but there's no cause to attack anybody. You know what? And I'm going to bop, kind of. Honestly, what are you doing? Kind of bop. I'll bop them on the head with my mace. Or try. Well, I mean, in one case it will be just a very light bop, and I naughty. That's a 12, so it's probably just a
12
naughty.
does not hit, no.
Yeah. I'd like to imagine it was just a naughty, but it didn't. It's not much of a deterrent.
More of a bonk.
Yeah. You got to tap him on the head.
Like I say.
Do you have multi-attack?
No.
You don't, do you? No.
Sorry.
Bonus actions, anything like that?
Oh, I suppose that this would have been a really great time to have thought about taking spiritual weapon, but I didn't. So,
I mean, who could have told you that you would end up fighting a frog barbershop quartet in this?
Yeah, very strange. I don't have any. This was bad management on my part. Not a single bonus action spell other than spare the dying. No one's dying. Everyone's dead.
Dying inside of that.
Slightly beyond the point for some of these people. Okay, well, if there's no bonus actions, Testy, you are up.
There's a frog over there drowning that you could remind they could spare the dying on if you wanted to. In this darkest episode of Peppa Pig they ever made.
Peppa was actually in the popcorn room. Trigger warnings. Oh no. Destruction of childhood memories. Tick.
It's all right, at least a little.
No, you're creating new ones. That's the important part.
Not for Peppa.
Steve, what do you want to do?
I'm stunned.
Oh, you were stunned as well.
So I'm.
Of course you were, because you're a natural.
Take a step back, and my quill is paused, and the feathered edges are quivering because I really want. I go, this music.
You know what? I got so excited about you having the bad effects from your dark gift that I completely forgot about the bad effects that triggered them. Okay, in that case, it's back to the top of the round. Callie?
Yes. Well, I think seeing that. Hang on. How many of them are? There's 2 of them have been knocked off the boat, but there's still another 2 on here with us.
2 in the boat, and the little one said, "Keep stabbing."
Hit me, please hit me. Good. It's been poking Lou on the shoulder, and I mean, she's not intelligent enough to figure out whether she can wake them up or not. So I'm
just a flabby softball.
Yeah. Lou. No. Right. I need you to tell me. I should be her now, right? I should go into the. Oh, okay. I'll just be her, and then we can fix it afterwards if this is the wrong thing. Okay. And it's going to go into show mode.
Nice.
I am going to rage, which means I have to roll a thing. Roll that thing.
Very different catchphrase.
So I'm rolling a D8 for a wild magic barbarian.
Nice.
6.
Roll that dice. 6. What's the 6?
Okay, so as she turns around and does her like snort of like, suddenly like little sparkly lights start appearing all around her, like multicolors everywhere, and we're all slightly harder to see. So I gain a +1 bonus to AC, and if you're within 10 feet of me, so do you.
Nice.
Perfect, which is everyone.
So it's almost like she is angry, but there's like sparkly lights. It's just like jazz.
Well, it's like show mode. There's like a Borderlands style name underneath that says Callie.
The 2 remaining frogs on the boat just kind of turn to look at each other.
Yeah. And I'm going to attack both of them. Recklessly this time. She's angry. Okay. Well, that was 17 for the first one. Oh!
17 hits.
And nat 20 for the second one.
Nice.
For 28.
Well, you were going for 2 different run, weren't you?
Yeah.
You weren't
like, woof, and,
okay. Cool. Roll me the damage for both of those.
Okay.
Cut it in half.
Yeah. Okay. So the regular one is, that's not great. 7 damage.
Okay.
And then the other one, I think I need to double check because I know it's double dice, but also I think I get an extra thing for crits. Do I? Maybe. When I score a crit. No, because I took Great Weapon Master as a feat. When you score a crit, as a bonus action, I've already bonus actioned. Boo! Okay, never mind then. Doesn't matter.
Sorry.
Okay, so the second one takes 10 plus 2 is 12 plus 5 is 17 damage.
Nice. Okay. Yep. You still with a flat, or are you going in slashy now?
They've hurt Lou, or they've done something to them, so she's angry. So that's with the blade.
Nice. Action bonus. Anything else? Or you?
I'm staying put.
Fantastic. Garnot.
I feel like I should do the same thing again, but then I feel that I shouldn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run forward, get to within range of where Callie is, sort of use her as a way to roll off of, and as I land on the floor, I'm just going to sort of face palm underneath. I'm doing this causes the armor that I'm wearing to glow red, and this sort of almost necrotic energy forms into the palm of my hand as I'm going to use my death touch to in the head. So I make an unarmed strike because I have no weapons.
You can also use Psionic Strike on that for free.
Yes, which I shall if I hit. I roll a 12.
12 does not hit.
Hits him in the chin. I'm like, coochie coo.
kind of swells in that way that frogs' chests do, and you just get a handful of just chin, chest.
You get a handful of chin, Josh.
Handful of chin, and I'm going to turn. I'm going to turn to Callie, and I'm going to go right. I've got him here. Pop him on the head, and I'm going to use my Fey Hospitality, which means I can use the help action as a bonus action, and I am going to do. There is one here. It's called Spite. Until the start of your next turn, the first time the creature you help hits a target with an attack, that target has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes within the next minute. The next time Callie hits one of them, they will have disadvantage.
Great.
Nice. Do you have multi-attack?
Yeah, you're a level 5 fighter.
I do normally, but the Death Touch takes up my action.
Takes up all. So it doesn't count as an attack. See, okay. Sorry. Gave you a boon. It turned out to be a.
That's right. I chose to go to the theatre with no weapons, so it's my own fault.
Audience at home, this is not advice. Don't go to the theatre with weapons.
This is a good point. In a fantasy universe, at least.
Is that everything on your turn?
Yes.
It is then the Grung's turns, and there are 2 on the boat, 1 on the bank. 2 on the bank, 1 is emerging from the water.
The 2 in the boat worth 1 in the bank?
I like that one.
Thanks.
I really enjoyed that.
I tried to do a Shaun. It's just silence. It's fine.
No, I appreciated it. I very much like it. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Cool. The one
you not do the stunning song thing. It's just a request. Fucking.
I mean, it has a recharge, so I'll tell you whether I can do the song or not. No, I can't.
Hey.
So the one on the bank that previously did the song is going to leap across to the boat. The other one is just pulling itself up onto the bank. But that does mean I've got 3 attacks. I'm just going to quickly determine who we're going to go for, which will be rolling 3d10s, and I'll tell you who that goes for. 1 on another on Callie, and 1 on Gonnet. So I will move, as in all things, alphabetically by your character's name. So Callie.
They get to roll with advantage.
Okay.
Because I attack recklessly.
Well, that was still only a 21, but
only.
I mean, that still hits.
It wasn't a natural 20. It was not a natural 20. So, that is 7 points of piercing damage from the. I suppose it should be slashing, really, from the
daggers.
Barbershop. Daggers do piercing.
Yes.
I mean, let's face it. It makes very little difference.
I have resistance.
Unless you're a skeleton.
I am raging, right?
You are indeed raging. So it was 7 points, which we halve, and we ran down 3. But you do also take the 2d4 of poison, which is 4.
She barely notices, just in full, like, seeing.
Garnot next. But that is only a 16 to hit. Does it?
16 is my armor class.
Okay, so you take the 7 points of pierce slashing. And
don't call it pierce slashing. It sounds like piss slashing, which is even worse.
And 5 points of poison.
Oh.
And finally, more.
More.
Now you are stunned. Do I get a? Do I get?
I'm stunned until the end of their turn.
The end of their turn, yeah.
I believe it's advantage on the attack roll, or if it hits, it's a crit or something like that.
Let's just go with advantage. That's
No.
I think you have to be paralysed for crit.
Yeah, Sun is paralysed, mate, I think. Stuned! What we got? That wasn't typing.
Did you spell it how you said it?
Yeah.
STUO. Oh, you with an umlaut.
Stun creatures incapacitated, can't move, speaks only falteringly, blah, blah, blah. Attacks have advantage. Incapacitated just means can't do anything. So, yes, it's advantage.
Okay, cool. Well, that was, even with advantage, only a 14.
I have a current AC of 20.
So, there we go. Yeah, it kind of tries to go for you, but even in an incapacitated state, you are as liquid on...
Yeah, just as liquid.
As liquid.
They go to slash and there's just a hole there. You're just like...
That is my 3 grung that can attack. So that is my turn. Mrup, you are no longer stunned.
It's fucking go time. Right, good. How many grung are on the boat?
3.
How many? They're all within 10 feet. Yes?
Yeah.
Can they all please make me a dexterity saving throw as I start flailing wildly? Pseudopods flapping around everywhere. If you look closely, it looks a bit like the end of pseudopods are sort of hoof-like. Maybe because of Kali, maybe because some kind of spiritual ancestor. But, yes.
Right, that is... Dexterity saving throw, yeah?
Yes, please.
So that is an 18, a 17, and an 8.
Right. The 18 passes, 17 passes, just the 8 fails, but the 8 takes 11 points of damage as the wild flailing means I have used my astral arms, which are now floating around me. They're just more pseudopods. It's all pseudopods. So one of them takes 11, the other 2 take nothing. I will then use... That's my bonus action. I will use my action to smack a dish shit out of 2 of these grung. Do any of them look more or less injured than the others?
The one that took a pseudopod to the face from your wild flailing looks less happy than the other 2.
Time to die. I'm going to take that one. I retain 10 foot of reach because that I just do. So that one gets a flail of 16.
16. To hit, yes, hits.
They take 10 points of damage, and I will use Crusher. I can move it 5 feet to an occupied space. So I'd have to push it off the boat, please.
Sure, that's fine. Do I get any save, or is it just...
Nope, I hit it. Crusher. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just gets poleaxed off the edge of the ship. And I will then go for the other one.
Yeah, there is another one that looks...
Shit, it's only a 12.
No, 12 does not hit.
Yeah, that one just flails wide, but I'm just flailing out, and I'll probably do a cool roll down Callie's arm, so I'm sort of sat on an elbow joint, so I've got a bit more flailing. We wouldn't get in the way of the swing tool, because I can just stick myself to it and just flail as I go, but off the shoulder. That's me.
Cool. Awesome. After Mu, it is Kames. Oh.
Kames was muted. No longer. Is going to... Well, we want them off the boat, right?
Put him in the water.
Yeah.
Take him for a little spin.
Well, I guess that...
Maybe don't forget how to breathe.
I think Kames will kind of spin the mace in the air a little, in a kind of almost like conducting, but in such a way that actually kind of stirs up a bit of wind and becomes this like gust of wind flowing from. So there's like a line of strong ass wind coming from. Sorry, I'm like, why?
No, please tell us about.
There's a line of strong ass wind. Yeah.
Oh no, you've said it now.
There it is.
What do you say to them as you turn around? It's off your pop.
Huff and I'll blow you away.
Oh, this fight trumps. That's what it is.
Sorry, I broke myself. It was more of a like. Well, I think you probably need some time to cool off, but as in I'm trying to get them to fall in, the rest of them on the boat to fall in the water. But
You want them to blow off.
Yeah. So can I get strength saving throws?
Mm-hmm. Famously good at these.
That's cold. Serious issue.
Well, I guess I'm also cold-blooded.
Triton.
Particularly
Yeah,
cold, yeah.
Triton have cold farts, Cannon.
Farts from the sea.
So I
Maybe I should have cast
below.
fog cloud for that instead. Just kind of like this eruption. Sorry, what
I
did you
think
say?
that both of those are probably in firing range. So I rolled for both, and that was a 7, and it was a 4.
Okay. Well, to be fair, they probably now land on the bank because they get pushed 15 feet away.
15, yeah, just on the kind of edge.
Unless like they're no longer having come to attack the rest of us, depending on where we're sitting, they're no longer directly in the line of the island.
Has the ship moved during the rounds?
Atheros isn't steering. You're just kind of sat in the water.
Okay. Well, either way, they are blown 15 feet away in the direction following the line.
Fantastic. There are now no frogs on the boat, as you have evicted them all. Have vacated the area.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Blame them really if a 10-foot line of farts came my way, I'd probably leave too.
No, it's 60 feet long.
Oh my god! What did you eat?
It's just 10 feet wide.
You've got some reach.
The character in Mystery Men, is it the sphincter who has that on my fingers?
Yeah.
Precision.
Sorry, I'm just not used to being on land. Usually it's just bubbles.
It's all right. We all get nervous sometimes.
I was
What you're saying is culturally it's worse for it to be visible than what, smellable?
It's canonically now. Now canonically, it's just a sign you've appreciated what you've eaten.
Probably underwater it'd be worse. Just a 60-foot stream of bubbles.
Fucking foghorn.
And now we know how whales come to the underworld.
Look, someone's got to power that jacuzzi.
Right. Testy, you're up.
So the frogs are all off the boat.
Frogs are all off the boat, yes. They're still kind of going. One of them standing around, seemingly forgotten what they're doing, but 3 of them are still hopping mad.
Technically, also the one on the bank, if it was in the line, would have had to make the save.
Fine, I'll see if we can dunk.
That's clever because I am angry at the one that sang last.
The one on the bank also got a 4. So yes, you can blast the one that was on the edge of the bank 10 foot back into the water.
Yeah.
Maybe they forget how bad the smell was, and then they smell it again because they're still in the line of fire, and gust of wind is ongoing, so this is still happening.
We are where we are.
Muted, Lola.
Yeah, it's a concentration, so I clearly don't think that the popcorn or the ice cream or whatever agreed with me.
Concentrated fart does not sound good.
I mean, you're definitely concentrating on this.
Yeah, I mean, we've established already that the popcorn is called peppercorn. So, definitely not agreed with you.
So yes, Testy, there are 3 frogs on the bank and 1 plonked back in the far side of the river.
All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll firebolt. Yeah. Oh, actually, maybe I'll.
Okay. So you're gonna
I'll firebolt. I'll take my quill and I'll draw the little delete symbol through feeder mark and send off a firebolt at one of the 3 that are standing there, and that would be a 9 to hit.
9 does not hit.
I really hope that this would be like a Crester type of situation that might happen. Because, I wanted to have that like arc over the water kind of crest to trough. So if there was any...
If it goes in the line of concentrated fart, it might ignite it.
Yeah.
I mean...
Does that give it an advantage?
It's an inspired choice.
So I rolled to see what I considered, and I rolled a natural 1. So I think for purposes of this, please roll me your flamethrower fart attack.
Standard.
I think this is the Kamehameha, not what I did.
So just roll the damage.
This is the spirit bomb.
The spirit bomb. Damage-wise, that's a 12.
Nice. One of them is down. The one that took the brunt of Callie's attack. Of Callie's attack is down. It was Blue who beat the living daylights out of this one. So yes, that one has collapsed.
We've ended them to death. I love it.
I have it on my character sheet that my character cannot smell. Quite pleased by that now.
Is that everything on your turn? Top of the round, Callie.
Right. Well, they're all off the boat now. And please remind me, because my memory is short. How far would you say in footage is the bank from where we are?
I've been saying about 10 foot.
Oh, right. Okay.
Go on.
I could probably jump that.
Go for it.
Well, I mean, the other option is I technically, from my new hoof grips, I have Misty Step, but it's a spell, so I can't. I'm raging. So I'm going to try and jump.
Well, I'm coming with.
Yeah. Well, you're melee range as well.
I am 100% behind this.
I'm fine with it either. If you wish to jump, if you wish to Misty Step, like whatever.
Well, I mean, Callie also does not know what the river is, so I'm just going to jump. Do I need to? Is that going to count as my action, jumping across the river towards them, or is it just my movement?
Your movement.
Great, marvelous. Do I need to do anything? She's pretty strong. Do you want an athletics or an acrobatics roll?
I am not cruel. I will say that it is well within your abilities to leap this 10 foot as standard.
Do you want the tedious jump rules? I've got them.
Something, half your movement or 10 foot or something. No, it's fine. 10 foot. 10 foot, I think, is reasonable. You may roll me an acrobatics check to see how well you do it, but you're not going to fail.
Sure. Oh, and well, that's a 10 total.
10 total. It's not pretty. It's not, there's no flair to it, but it is what it is. It's a jump from a boat to a bank.
It's below her usual showmanship. Yeah. Great. Okay. So 3 of them left. I will attack. I will attack 2 of them recklessly. And I guess she's not really paying attention. It's just big swings and whatever hits. So out of the 3, I don't know which one is labeled as which, Shaun, but for your purposes, the second and third one of the 3 are the ones I've attacked.
Okay. I mean, so one of them's down, unconscious, and one of them in the water. So if you're attacking one,
I'll just attack the 2 that are on the bank then.
Yeah, that's all easy.
Fine.
So
okay. The first one, that's not great. It's a 15.
15 hits.
Okay, and the second one is 13.
13 just hits.
Oh, great stuff. All right. Oh dear. Okay, the D12 has now betrayed me. So that's
D12.
6.
They are fickle.
6 damage to one of them.
Okay.
And that's better. Plus 5 maths. 16 damage to the other.
Oh, now I have to do maths.
Yeah, you do. And I'm gonna follow that up for my bonus action with my horns to try and shunt one of them into the river.
Good. Please do. Is that a roll for me or a roll for you?
That's a strength saving throw for them, please. Make it with my horns.
That is a 12.
That fails.
Okay,
10 feet into the river with you.
Yes, you plonk. Which one? For the first one or the second one?
The first one.
First one goes sploosh.
That's it.
Cool. Anything else on your turn?
That's movement, action, bonus action.
Okay. In that case, Garnot.
Are there any more of these grung still in combat, or have they all been sort of dispatched now?
2 are in the river, 1 is down, and the other is there's 1 still on the bank.
Does water count as a loose object?
Why not?
I'm going to use my telekinetic movement to pick up a blob of water and just dunk it on his head. The one on the bank.
You can ice bucket challenge the one on the bank.
Yep, I'm just going to do that.
It forgets its 3rd birthday.
Yep.
And that just happens, doesn't it? It's just
Just
So
pick up and
you telekinetically lift up a blob of water and just unceremoniously on the poor Grung's head.
The last time they were truly happy.
I think it's fair to say they've all either been in the river or are unconscious currently. So they are probably going to forget their purpose. Absolutely. So on their turn, they just, the ones that are in the river swim to the shore, kind of just sit there trying to work out what's going on. The one that was stood there is still kind of looking like they're going to fight, and then has that look of someone who's turned an aisle in a supermarket and gone, I don't need anything here. Feel free to attack them, but on their turn, they're not going to do anything.
I will strike a cool pose with Kelly, because that's what we do in fights, and then I will, and then I will start to pull my pseudopods back in and turn to Kelly and go, oh, we did it, this is fun, hooray, come on now.
Honestly, she probably needs a little moment of snapping back into the room, because she was a raging.
Are you okay with me snapping my fingers in your face slightly rudely, because I don't feel comfortable doing that unless you're okay with this?
Yeah. This is something that, Laurel has had to do before.
Lou doesn't have fingers. So what it is instead is getting little pockets of
Wet
gas.
slap.
No, little pockets of gas, like little pockets of air, and then sort of doing that knuckle crack, getting them out. So there's like a sort of noise right in front of your face. There, wake up.
Like crabs do that with the click. Yeah.
Because what they're doing is pushing
the air,
pushing bubbles through. Technically mercury because it's bone, but it doesn't matter.
Do you two need a hand getting back over?
No.
When did we get here?
You jumped off. I can help you get back so you don't have to jump back if you want.
Oh, right. The little frog dudes, are they all right? We're not concerned about them anymore?
No. You would have
lost
them.
Yes.
Oh, thanks. Are you all right?
No.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. Still dealing with that language. That you're doing great.
Part of me is going to miss it, and part of me is sad that I have it. Wow.
What is
was
that
deep.
smell?
I stopped concentrating. I wanted to say it before, but it was kind of like I didn't want to interrupt.
How long is your esophageal tract? Because that went on for a very long time.
I think you'll find it was probably only 6 seconds.
That's still a really long time. Imagine farting consistently for 6 entire seconds.
Your distance is 60 feet.
Oh no. Did you want a hand back? Because I can sort of pick you up and bring you back over.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun. Do that.
We strike a pose again.
So while they're doing their Ginyu Force poses, white aura comes over Callie, and I pick them up and I just bring them back over using my telekinetic movement again.
Ah, that's cool.
And gently put them down.
Yeah, you should.
I was using it. I pushed one of them right off over there.
No, sorry. You should use that in our fights because it's all about showing off.
Oh, the poses. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I did. I'd like to say that is a beautiful little bit of it's a lot better than what they were doing in that production. Maybe you could teach them a thing or two about striking a hero pose.
Oh, I never thought of that before. We should do that. We should branch out.
And then you can charge them. A little bit of gold.
Well, that would hurt him.
So, is I've now forgotten the ferryman's name.
Athreos.
Is Athreos finished tending to the other passengers?
Yeah, so since the Grung stopped singing, seemingly forgot what they were doing, Athreos has been able to kind of get order back on the boat, and everyone's kind of sat more nicely in their rows, and is just kind of waiting for your say-so to carry on steering the boat.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't want to be horrifically late, so perhaps shall we continue on?
Oh yeah, crack on, because he's got a meeting with his god, and it's very important.
Of course. Carry on momentarily, and just kind of pushes down and punts the boat away back down the river. And you're very glad to get going again. And as you sail down the river, you catch kind of glimpses of areas of the underworld just off the shore. You see a very forlorn-looking giant in quite ornate armor who looks like they've been turfed out of an arena for fighting the wrong way. A bit further down, you see.
Fucking cut.
A bit further down, you see a group of spirits of some sort, possibly muses or sirens, but in the kind of Odyssean myth rather than the bird-head woman. just kind of bathing around. There seems to be like little hot springs, and they look like encounters that you might have gotten to, had time not waned on. Better to be over prepared than under. But as you, as the boat steers down, you reach the banks of the Tartix, and you can see that there is a route straight to Erebus's palace. We took the shortcut because, we don't have many episodes.
Shaun?
Yes.
Did our journey count as a short rest?
I would say that it did.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
So, yes, those of you who get some sort of benefit from a short rest may gain the benefit of a short rest. You may do so. As you head towards the palace, you enter this grand citadel in front of you with you can see on the floor there's ornate mosaics which appear to be kind of tracing the line of a labyrinth or a maze of some sort, which seems to only have one route. Looks like it would make a pretty decent place for people to queue. However, there isn't a queue. You can, however, see that there are a number of benches that have been installed, and a number of people. They all have the look similar to the people in the bank, that kind of greyed out look of people who have passed on. And you can see that each of them in their hands is just kind of grasping a little sliver of paper.
So we should.
But no.
Or see what the paper is. Are these?
Please give me an investigation.
Talkative people.
Investigation roll if you would like to investigate further the items that these people sat on the benches are holding.
Investigation check for me a 14.
I'll happily help just by also looking. I don't know how you want to run that, but
I'm happy for you to roll with advantage.
The image.
Yes, I become a magnifying glass.
It is quite distorting though. So it stays at 14.
Okay. You can see that this sliver of paper has a number on it. The particular number that you saw was CIV, which, if my ancient Roman numerals is correct, I think is 104. I'm hoping.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Good. I was like, go for something low. So yes, you can see CIV and being a scholar, you work out that that is number 104, and you can see that a couple of people sat around have the equivalent for 105, 106. Not all kind of sat in a line, like they're just kind of dotted around. With your roll, you also do notice occasionally the numbers on the ticket change. Some of the numbers just increase by 1 occasionally, and when they do so, the person sat there just goes, "Oh."
Is there anywhere in this room to go and get a number?
You can see there's a pair of doors towards the other end of the room, and there is a little there's a skeleton with a little kind of Rolodex type thing that they just kind of tear off a piece of paper.
Maybe we should go over there.
Let's go.
Well, do we need to get a number, or we were brought here by a god, right? Do we get a free pass? Skip the queue?
Go through the door?
I don't think there's anybody here who's actually policing this system, so maybe we just walk right in.
There is literally a skeleton right there with the roller thing.
No, what you mean is there's no body policing this system.
Oh dear.
Is it animated? Is it animated? There we go. Or is it just sat there?
No, they are sat there. They're kind of drumming their fingers on the desk that they're sat at. Just kind of.
Would they count as undead? Or is just everyone dead? It's very confusing.
Yeah. I mean, what you're considering is probably considered taboo in the underworld. Everybody in a 30-foot. I say, very, very rude.
Well, we're kind of on we're kind of on a time limit kind of thing, and
just go through the door.
Why don't you just go speak to the skeleton and say, "Hey, look, don't you know who I am? I am Karma's."
That's not.
Erebos asked me here.
I couldn't presume. That would be far too much. But I suppose I can
myself to an incredibly small, flat form. Can I just go under the door? I can roll a stealth check to try and do it unobtrusively.
Yes, I would like a stealth check to attempt to do it.
Apparently I did make quite a loud noise while doing it.
60-foot farting noise.
13.
It's not as unobtrusive as you would like, the skeleton. You need a ticket?
Am I still going?
Please. Ah.
I could be going forever if you want.
Yeah, you can slip under the door. What are the rest of you doing? What's happening to your teddy bear at this point?
It's sort of sat there in a lump, like in a snake's eating something.
It's not being squeezed out, because as you go underneath
I'm extruding it. I'm extruding it. It's being pulled out into all its various constituent parts, and then I'll sort of hold it in a facsimile of the parts it was in on the other side.
Look, if your business with Erebos is as important as you say so, then the ticketing system will rearrange the numbers to fit.
Oh, well, in that case, let's get a ticket. But I'd like to point out that unlike everyone else here, we aren't actually dead, and so the whole us being here is a little bit of not a misunderstanding. We were sent here by a different god, but we really should just talk to Erebos.
You still need a ticket.
Well, okay, give us tickets then.
What's on the other side?
I will come to that in a second.
Oh. Can I come back through and say, guys, come on?
Yeah.
I'll come back through. Go back through. I'll spare you. Guys, what's the problem?
Well, we can't all fit under the door, and the skeleton wants us to have tickets.
Can I try the door handle?
You may. Door's locked.
Oh. Can I push myself into the keyhole and try and unlock it?
Sleight of body. Do the rest of you take tickets?
Sleight of slide.
Yes.
That's a 6.
You can fill all of the voids, but what you can't do is give yourself enough rigidity to then turn the lock.
If I had a nickel. Okay, so...
Do you take a ticket?
Yes, I was asking.
Do you take a ticket?
No idea. I'm just trying to move things along. I have no context.
It's blank at first. Go on.
Does the door feel loose? If I go up to the door and shake it, does it feel loose?
I'm sort of half under it, half in it at this point.
If it feels a little bit loose, can I just rip it out off of its hinges?
It doesn't feel loose. It feels locked.
Okay, I won't do it then. I'll go grab
It's
the
also
ticket.
a door in a god's palace.
It might be a bit sloppy. I don't know.
Give me a strength check.
I was going to do it with my psychicness.
Give me an intelligence check.
Roll. There we go. Oh, that's a natural 20 for a 21.
Pull the doorknob off.
So good.
I don't think anybody's getting in there now.
As you take a ticket, it's blank at first, but then 2 Roman numerals II appear on it. And then there's another round of just from people around you.
Sorry.
Well, hang on a minute. If they're all going, is that changing their numbers as well? How's it working? Surely they should have lesser numbers, isn't it? No, they don't have lesser numbers than us.
So
your business is more pressing.
yes, we're
They're not going
number
anywhere.
2. Who's number 1?
At that point, the door just kind of swings. You hear the lock, and then the door swings open, and then there's a bear just coming out and just holds the doorknob that just kind of. The other side is.
You want this one to go with it?
It took the bear 5,000 years to get to the front of the queue.
You assume that this is the only time they've complained. They've been put in the wrong place and they couldn't bear it.
Oh no!
Grizzly face.
That's unbearable.
I knew that one would split the room. It's very polar.
As he walks out and he's holding the doorknob in one hand, I'll walk up to him and go, you might want this one to go with it. I'll put the other knob in his other hand.
Yes. The door is open. You have ticket number 2. You may enter the room.
I will extricate myself from inside and under the door and go back onto the couch.
You tried.
As you enter the room, you can see that no expense spared. This is a gilded room with full of gold brocade, other things. If I knew what rich people's homes were gilded with, marble, lots of marble and glass. No, diamond.
Wow.
I don't know.
Diamond glass.
I didn't think you'd get this far. I thought the frogs would do it. Never mind. You can see Erebos sat, as aforementioned, in the cloak of the dusk sky, just kind of sat on a sofa. You can see in this room as well a couple of actors just kind of standing around kicking their heels that you recognise, out of their costume now. That's Hallam, Amorphia, and Cordithus, some of the well-known actors from the Saveloy, just kind of standing around kicking their heels. You also see some other people that give me a history check. Anyone who cares to.
Okay.
9.
11.
18.
7. Ooh.
5.
Okay. Those in single digits do not recognize a soul.
Well, they're not wearing their makeup, obviously.
That's obviously what it is. Comments, however, you got the 18, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
The chorus of low numbers I overheard. You do recognize these people. You're not too sure why. Probably just kind of from reading various texts and so on. But you recognize these as a variety of actors and famous writers from days gone by. Some of them a couple of 100 years old, or who passed away rather, a couple of hundred years ago. The oldest of them you would put probably closer to about 1,000 years ago, when they were alive.
Mm-hmm.
You remember their names as Phenomena, Spectacles, and Unisicles.
Right.
You're lucky you live in, far enough away from me that I can't come around your house and kick you in the head, Shaun.
They just kind of stood to one side, and you're not Not too sure why.
Most underworlding Erebos on Throne. It is a true pleasure and honor to meet you.
Carmes.
Doing great.
Thank you. You're most welcome here. Please sit down. Sit down, all of you. There was an existing kind of chaise longue, not quite big enough for all of you, but a few more materialize. The shadows in the room seem to kind of stand upright out of the floor and then form into additional seating, so that you can all be comfortable.
Great.
What's the occasion?
Yeah, well, I'll sit down.
Well, the occasion is that I believe you would deem it appropriate if I were to offer some apologies. I may have been a bit overzealous in my judgment.
You don't need to apologize to me. Anything you do, it's yes.
Carmes, even a god can overstep the mark sometimes, and acknowledging one's misgivings is an important step, even for the divine. I shall, of course, release those who were encased in stone. That was remiss of me.
Great, that's good to know.
Thank you.
Why? Why?
That.
I believe that there were some historical inaccuracies in the telling. The poet did a good job of relaying some unfair rumors about my realm and my rule. People started to respect the realm of the dead, and that was something that did not translate in kind of gives a daggered stare to the three actors from the Saveloy. Did not translate in the current production.
But you had some notes, didn't you, testimonial?
There were a variety of just artistic leaps made to the original text. Perhaps these could be further amended in a new edition. I have a fresh quill ready to copy anything that you have, or was it limited to the production?
I would be keen for you to pass those notes on to who you will forgive me as I would suggest better representatives of the theatrical world. I'm aware that you have come here at the behest of Xenagos to retrieve these three. I would like to offer these others instead.
Weren't they just having fun? Is that not what their job's all about, to make us all have fun? I was having fun.
I seem to remember you were pointing out some of the larger flaws in the opening scene.
Oh, there was the inherent racism, but, you know...
Oh, that's part of the fun of it, though, right? You go and see a show, and you criticize it and tear it apart, and you and your friends have fun doing that.
In the pub.
Plus, if you want like
During the show.
historical accuracy and all that sort of stuff, you go to a museum.
Right?
And I mean, no production at the Saveloy has ever managed that chimera wing. It's a tricky bit of business, but you just like to see them try.
Your special effects were the best, though.
I have to say, gripping. Like, I stopped writing. No notes, 10-10.
Flattery, my dear, will get you absolutely everywhere. Tell you what. You can each make a case. See if you can convince me rules-wise, this is going to be a skills challenge. I would like you to each pick one of your skills, ideally, obviously, one that you're proficient in, and just kind of just let me know, like relay to me how you would use this skill to plead the case for Saveloy's cast.
None of my acrobatics or athletics? How do you want me to handle that? Because I'm not good at anything, skills-wise.
I mean, you could put on a display to kind of showcase how...
If it helps me to join in with someone else to do that, then I will happily do that as like two separate roles, but part of the same action, if you will.
Yeah, of course.
Because just going, let me put on a show for you, doesn't make sense in character at all.
So, I think that Carlos is probably going to use insight as the skill, but it's possibly a very much like a conversation that might happen at the end.
Okay. So more kind of, you want to see how the others do and like maybe just pick up on it and see if you can deliver the pièce de résistance.
Perhaps, yes. It's either that or medicine, and I really don't know how that will.
I mean, you could fart and
just clear the underworld this time.
Yeah, that's what's going to do it for the god of the underworld.
Yeah, medicine check, yeah.
I mean,
how do you worship?
I mean, I could just be like, how about I just revivify everyone here? No.
Use the same method?
I mean,
all over them.
Yes, like smelling salts.
They wake up with an, oh God.
Testimonial, of course, is in the quillery business and has dreamed of pitching his line of products to Silverhand herself. So has at the back of his book notes on how that persuasion check would go with diagrams and things like that. So he just stands up and adopts the posture to sell things. And if Lulu happened to pick up on cues to act things over the shoulder, we could do testimonial because. It's right in there. I
think it was all planned.
So persuasion, is that what you're angling for?
Yeah, I'm doing persuasion, and I'm talking about how I fell in love with the theater, particularly the roles of those actors. But I'm going to loop in the very fine writing of the three beings that are offered instead, but leading to the conclusion that the magic is living, and so these actors are best served here, where the other ones will endure in longevity in collective memory and culture. That's going to be the song and dance that I do, and I would try to rhyme, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, why don't we start with that then? The persuasion roll to with the opening pitch. Roll me a persuasion.
Oh dear.
I saw the 18, it just like glided right across the screen.
Oh, what was that?
It was a 7.
I should have guidance you. No, I can't do that. Doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, not.
Oh, sorry, that was accidental. Unless it's really good, and then I'll save it for later. No, I'm joking. No.
Okay, so the opening pitch, you kind of you start off, but it is a very nerve-wracking thing to do to try and make a case to a god. So you do stutter a bit. Some of the rhymes are a little bit forced. At one point you rhyme with the same word that you used in the last sentence.
Boulder. It's terrible. So the pages are out of order, and I turn to the rest of the group.
You get a pseudopod thumbs up.
Yay! Garnet? Tell them about Roger.
What are Callie and Garnet planning?
I'm trying to find the angle for it to be athletics, I'll be honest.
Hey, Callie, I've got an idea, right?
Right.
So when these people were taken, the actors, were they taken with their outfits and props?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
they've been changed into more demure gear. costumes because they offended Erebos.
I'll walk over to the props. I'll pick up the prop weapons and I'll throw one to Callie. Callie, let's give him a bit of a combat demonstration, shall we? And I'd like to use acrobatics to almost.
I'll join in with this too.
It will be almost like I'm going to be teetering on the edge of performance with this, but working with Callie and with, I want to sort of show Erebos like this eccentric way that theatre can show like a combat which might have otherwise been seen really dull.
So that we don't have two of the same roles, would one of you maybe like to do sleight of hand if there's kind of maybe some more?
I think I'm rolling. I think my intention is to roll acrobatics, and I think Callie's is athletics.
Mine's acrobatics, ideally. Yeah, more athletics.
Oh, no.
None of you can do performance?
No.
Okay.
Well, I could go performance. I'm technically proficient in it. It's just not as proficient as I'm going to be in
pick your highest stat. So if that happens to be acrobatics for two of you, then that's fine. I'm not going to split hairs.
Back.
Right.
16.
25.
Nice.
25.
Yes.
Nice. 17.
Yeah, you put on this display, and it is.
It's got a visual of Steve's character in the front going, "If my lord have offended, think when this is all is mended, ended," and then behind the stream it's just fighting each other across the middle of the hallway. That's our attempt to persuade the Lord of Death that this was a good idea. I should have sent Paris.
Ultimately, though, the point, right, is that it's a show. It's to entertain people, and if you get offended by it, then well, it depends on the level of offense. I'm not smart enough to make this argument, but sure, they might not have made you look as cool as you are in real life, but don't you have bigger things to worry about right now?
And there are going to be plenty of other people out there, other places that are going to do the exact same thing. And as powerful as you might be, as you are, I don't think going to all of them is going to be worth your very precious time.
But if you like what you see here, right, then if you let these actors go back and you unstonify everyone that's back in the theatre and let me get back to my date, then maybe we'll include bits about you in our show that we take on the road around all the fighting pits and make you actually look cool.
I made my point about fun.
Carmez, please would you roll me your insight check to see how this is going?
Yes. Why is that so much worse than the one that I rolled before?
It's a 19.
Yeah, but the other one was a 24. That was much better. It's fine. 19.
With a 19, you can see that Erebos' inscrutable godly face is scrutable to you for a brief second. And you can see that
divine enlightenment.
The flattery is indeed working, and he seems to be kind of tipping in your favor. So you feel like you kind of get that kind of flash of inspiration, and you feel like you know what you can say to push this in your favor.
Mm-hmm. Well, whilst their performance in this case was not as complimentary as one would recommend, obviously I wouldn't be bringing the younger members of the temple to watch it. There are notes, and it was only a preview, so they can improve, and they will. I'm sure. Glares at each of them. When they go to take notes and such, improve the performance and make it slightly more flattering. And, obviously, these wonderful philosophers and writers and such, and Unicicles and so on, have they written anything about Erebos in previous times?
I mean, Unisicles was mostly a daredevil kind of rode a one-wheeled bicycle over flaming carts and that sort of thing. But the other two, did some writings.
Right, Spectacles and such. Yes, they're good in the inside.
I can tell I'm pushing my luck to be able to be invited back to DM something again.
Evil Knievel, please.
Their writings have gone down in history, but and them coming back would probably lower the value of what they have previously written. So it's everything in its time, as it were. So bringing these actors back so that they can bring things into a more current production and display of your awesomeness, it's probably for the best.
Hang on, just to confirm. So the Lord of Death has said, these actors are not good enough for me. Can you do it with these two, Evil Knievel and these two nutters? Like, what do you... it's like the Lord of Death turning around and saying, no, I don't like these actors. Here is Nicolas Cage. You're welcome.
God. I mean, famously, we know from film that Nicolas Cage sold his soul to come back and drive a motorcycle around. So, yeah, of course, one of them does look distinctly like Nicolas Cage.
Which Nicolas Cage?
You know exactly which one.
They're all the same. There is no change.
As you finish speaking, Erebos just starts.
Oh God, he's slow clapping. That means he's going to kill us.
Well done. No, I'm immortal. I don't have to clap fast. I've got nowhere to go. I can take my time. Well done. I can see that it is important for things to maintain in the age, and perhaps I can learn to appreciate parody. But you are going to take these notes, and again, just kind of looks at the actors who are cowed in his presence, and this fine gentleman testimonial has been kind enough to take notes on your performance, and you shall listen. And the actors all, nod with varying degrees of enthusiasm at this thought, but seem open to the idea if it means that they can go back to the land of the living. So, there's not really much more I can say, but thank you for giving me food for thought. And you see as Erebos again pulls the whip out of its holster, seemingly endless, infinite whip, waves it around, waves it around, and as it kind of flickers past your vision, you are suddenly back in the Saveloy Theatre. You turn to your sides, and your fellow audience members are no longer encased in stone. They do take. It's not like you come back and they're straight away, and they kind of fade from the grey back into colour, and slowly become more animate as colour returns to them. And by the same token, the actors are on the stage, and you can see that there are little changes to the costumes, just so that makes them just that little bit more accurate. It's still not perfect, it's still pantomime, but they appear to, in the split second between them being in the palace and returning to the overworld.
Is Danae still being played by two people in a cow costume?
I mean, by Tom's character, who's never forgotten, yeah.
Daisy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Who's technically a centaur prince.
Who is actually a centaur. Oh, God.
It's best just not to think about it. I would say they kind of have paused the performance briefly, and have brought a centaur who had been kind of stood in the centaur seating towards the one of the sides, and have kind of kindly asked this person if they wouldn't mind, for representational purposes, maybe taking just to finish out the show. And so, stutteringly, with kind of notes from testimonial every so often, and scripts in hand for those who have been press ganged into the show, they do manage to finish off what turns out to be not a terrible retelling.
Still not bringing the rest of the temple, but it did better.
I appreciate the efforts made. It did lose a little bit of the piece with them having scripts, and I imagine some of the the slapstick physical comedy was lost a little bit.
Do I still have my teddy bear?
You still have the items.
Okay.
They do not have the effects, but you may retain the items.
This is Professor Grenville. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah, you're probably right. We'll have to find someone to sew that up for you. Hey, checks notes. Genevieve, are you are you good with a needle and thread?
I mean, as this
the only thing I know about Genevieve is that Genevieve has lovely puns. That's all I know. That's all I have.
She's just good at mixing shits.
I mean, she's good at kneading. Maybe she's good with a needle. Who knows?
Fiddle with the armor and loosen it, and then put Roger inside. They'd be like, "Oh, there we go."
And I'm just looking at the stage, going, "Oh, I always wanted to direct."
Oh.
And as the camera kind of pans out, and the camera being actually just a little gazer, just viewing everything.
Is that who films all of our shows? Just a fucking team of tiny gazers just floating around watching the action.
Yep, you thought it was all kobolds. That is where we will call tonight to a close.
Yeah.
Shaun.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all my players. Thank you, everyone who has joined us to watch this weird realization of somewhere in the depths of my subconscious. Who knows? But that is all that we had. If you enjoyed tonight, we play every Monday and Tuesday from 6 p.m. GMT. Other time zones are available. We are currently doing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mondays will be Call of the Void.
Still a few more to go here.
And on Tuesdays, we have moved into our one-shot marathon. Lots of marathons deemed by different people at different times. So I can't tell you exactly which ones when, but
they're all sort of pseudo Christmassy this time of year kind of stuff.
End of year,
some.
Very, very northern hemisphere focus, probably. Maybe we'll do an Australian Christmas one shot at some point, but who knows?
Well, mine is very resolutely anti-Christmas.
Is anti-Christmas a relative Father Christmas? Anyway, you can also join us on a Friday for our talk show, which will either be Talk Together or Talking as a Free Action, our chat show / question dungeon, where we interview players, DMs, and other TTRPG industry voices. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/RollTogetherRPG. There are also podcast versions of all of our shows available everywhere. I apologize for the lack of any description of things, but try and watch the show, but also listen. Do what you like.
It's fine. Just yourself.
You do you. I need to do better. But search for Roll Together RPG, where I will attempt to give more descriptions of the things. Anyhow, I'm rambling again. A massive thank you.
Dicking on yourself. You did a fantastic job, Elhin.
Thank you.
Apart from the fucking puns.
I agree.
Especially the fucking puns. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There is a link in chat now. Please do join them. Every penny, cent, gold piece helps us to make all of the content that we do. We couldn't do it without you, so please do support us. Big thank you again to all of our sponsors and supporters. And don't forget, we are all over the socials as Roll Together RPG. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you again very soon. Ta-da.
Bye.